Because I think because I personally believe Jesus is Congolese.
I just explained it to you. What are you talking about?
Nah, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
They said they started with Lagos.
Okay, look. Even P Diddy, even though we know the things that we know about him, there are people that respect him.
They're
Are they
scared
not?
of him. People are scared of him.
Nah,
But do they not respect him? Yes or no?
There
There was no war.
You're dramatic.
There was
You're
no war.
dramatic. But bro, basically,
Look,
Ali
I'll even
Selassie-
research it right
Ali
now.
Selassie is
If
the
someone
same
fears you, do they not respect you? I don't know. I just don't care. I don't care.
Welcome back to FONECALLHOME podcast. I know we missed a couple of weeks there, but we're back up and running. And just to say it off, we had a conversation yesterday about some topics that we wanted to discuss with you guys today, and we just broke it down. But I actually didn't ask, how's everyone doing today?
Good, man. All good, man.
I'm sweet, man.
Pay your
Every
fines.
single person here was late.
Paying fines.
Pay your fines, kids.
How many minutes was I late, Majid?
Wait, hold on.
Tell the people.
We can't be having a discussion about how many minutes. Late is late. What's going on here, bro? So wait, hold on. If your wife was giving birth to your child and you miss it, you're gonna be like, oh well, I only missed it by 1 minute.
That's a completely different situation.
No, but it's about being on time. That's my point. What would you say? Hey, wow, I only missed it by a minute.
He's comparing podcasts to your wife's childbirth.
You see that? You see that? He used to go back to school. Honestly, he used to go back to school. He should be one of the school teachers, fam.
This is called no accountability. Just giving excuses. Anyway, that's all right. That's all right. It's I don't know. This week feels kind of long, lad. Or is it just me?
Bro,
I think
It's not been easy.
we're
been a long
changing. Seasons are changing now. Like,
Yeah,
it's getting a bit
yeah.
warmer.
Because you know what? I can't lie. Because today when I was
It's getting
walking,
longer.
when I was walking, I was like, wait, it's normally darker by
It's
now.
normally
but
exactly.
the
Yeah,
time
that's
has
what I'm saying.
actually
Yeah.
No, but hey, quick question though. What would you guys say? What's your definition of friendship?
That's an interesting question.
Let's start with you, bro.
I would
Me?
say.
Oh.
Me?
Yeah, go on,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Go on, bro.
Friendship. I would say.
Just your definition. Like it hasn't really got to be like a dictionary thing.
I think partnership and trust. Someone who, like a friend is someone who you can work with, who you can cooperate with, and someone who you share the same values with. I think that's what friendship is, when you share the same values as someone.
I can see that. Adding on to that, I'd say a friend is probably someone who you can be vulnerable around. Yeah.
That's your definition of friendship.
I mean, to be friends with someone, if you can't be vulnerable around your friends,
I know. I just asked. That's your definition.
I'd say that's definitely one of the most important factors in friendships. To be able to like someone who you can make mistakes and then they can accept those mistakes and then they can do that and they can grow together.
Okay.
I think that's a good.
So what about if those mistakes are made over and over again?
Of course, but that's when like your own decision making comes into play. But also, you don't want to be friends with someone who you can't be vulnerable around. If you slip up, they're like.
No, I understand. No, I was just saying because you were saying like someone that makes mistakes. So I mean like that's my point about, because at that point, where does the line become where it's like they're not dependable anymore if it's constant? That's what I was asking.
That would be on like how you view your relationship, just the history of your own relationship for you to decide that.
Okay. What's your definition of friendship?
I think friendship to me is like, I don't know, like brotherhood. Like, to a certain extent, it should transform friendship to become more so family, innit? So I'll say a friend is a external family member.
That's a good answer, to be honest. Yeah.
What about yours?
I would say someone is. I think it's a bit of everything you guys said, to be honest. I would say it's someone you can depend on, but at the same time, accept like, because at times at times you're gonna end up letting someone down, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's about taking ownership of that, and it's understanding like, okay, well, yeah, this is what I did. I understand what I did, and I understand how that affected you. And at the same time, someone that you can be vulnerable around, because you want to be around someone that you feel like you can say something without them actually judging you,
without
or you know what I'm
feeling
saying, or taking a
embarrassed.
certain, you know what I'm saying, like you almost feel like, oh, I don't know if he's gonna tell someone else. Like you want that type of person, and at the same time, you're talking about brotherhood, like someone that you know you can count on, like no matter what, like you can be the worst situation, but you're
There's
next to
that
that person,
trust.
you're not even doubting if they're gonna be there once you turn around. You know what I'm saying? So I think we all get pretty good answers, to be honest. But also, like, have you guys noticed that honesty is almost like, it's almost taken as like, it's falling into the concept of a joke now. Like
What do you mean?
you see like if someone was honest about something, like, and it falls on a line of funny, people end up laughing instead of actually listening to what was actually said.
That's interesting.
So
what do you mean? Like honesty isn't, like, it could be ridiculed? Is that what you mean? Like,
what's the definition of?
like
taken,
like made fun of.
Or do you feel
At
like
times, that's my point. Like, I wouldn't say all the time, but I'm saying at times. Like,
do you think like people don't necessarily, they don't want honesty?
Oh no, there's
Do you
that.
think so?
That is definitely true.
Yeah, so that's why they kind of turn into a joke.
I think people are probably laughing at the vulnerability the person's probably showing at the time.
That's true.
Or being honest, rather than them actually being honest in itself.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I don't know, like, it takes, I don't know, I wouldn't say a strong person, but a well-rounded person,
a transparent person.
Yeah, to come and tell you sorry, and for a person to accept it, and while that person is in his state of humiliation, not to take fun of him as well, takes a well-rounded person as well. So both parties have to be on, I say, the same wavelengths.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you, because sometimes you can tell someone something and be truthful with them, and they'll laugh at you. But if I was the other way around, you wouldn't be laughing.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why I brought it up, to be honest. And it was also of just like, just trying to be better every day, man. To be honest, like, because
100%.
I feel like we've gotten to the point where it's all about a certain image that you present, and people get lost in the source. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to be someone just to please people. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of fakeness behind it, and not being an honest person. I know it sounds very bland, but like, that's what I mean. Like,
maturity goes into
of course,
a lot.
Majorly, I would say so. Yeah.
I think a lot of people go through things because, like you said, honesty isn't as appreciated. So I think that even shows that a lot of people go through things that no one necessarily knows about.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who we might just interact with every day that are just going through something serious. But because honesty, like you said, they feel like they'd either be ridiculed or they've ridiculed someone else. So they don't necessarily
open up about it.
Yeah, they don't open up about it.
Yeah, no, because you think, like, for example, if you used to ask somebody, oh, like you notice that, oh, they don't look a certain way, or like, it just seems like they sign up with them.
Yeah.
And you ask them, oh, what's up? And they give you the answer of, nothing, it's alright. But then, or there's a case where they actually do answer, and then the response a person gives back to them makes no sense whatsoever.
Literally.
They brush it aside, or it's a case of like, they almost just, they laugh about it. You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, well, that's why the person just gave you that answer in the first place.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people don't even want to be open.
Yeah.
It's fear of that. Like,
and also I think how we're raised as well. Like, people, like, some people are struggling at, like, with probably their home situation or their parental situation.
Yeah.
Because I think if you have a parent that you can't necessarily, let's say you have a parent that's just not present, right? That's one thing. But if you have a parent that's actively trying to ruin your life, they might not know it. They might be a victim of whatever's happened to them through their childhood. You know, just they might think they're trying to help you, but they're making things difficult. So I think a lot of people just kind of, I can't imagine what it's like to go into a home and the person who's your guardian is kind of like against you. You feel like you can't really, because and some people like that, they don't even have friends to rely on, so it probably puts them in a certain type of world. Yeah, it's a bit.
I think as humans, I think we always need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, especially as black males, I know it's hard for like us to express ourselves sometimes, but it's definitely needed because I can only say for myself, like, if I have a problem, I'll probably try and keep it to myself.
Yeah, word.
But of late, I've been trying to express my problems, innit? Because, like, say, if you bought everything in, it's going to explode one day, innit?
Mm.
And two minds are better than one. So whoever you can confide in or find someone to, female or male,
Yeah.
I think people should definitely find a good support network.
Mhm.
Because it could even lead into all of this leads into like mental health and everything, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Like,
I don't believe in that, to be honest. Yeah.
do you not
You don't believe in what?
mental health?
Mental health. I'm sorry.
But
What?
differentiate. You
That's
do
pure
you do
waffle
believe
to
in
me,
mental illness, just not mental health.
Yeah, of
Okay,
course.
cool.
Yeah, but like the whole concept of mental, nah, man.
No, but you probably just don't agree with the side of it, like the way
Mm-mm.
people
I
are
don't.
taking it
Nah,
He thinks
out of
depression ain't
proportion.
real.
nah.
I
Well, you don't think?
I don't believe in it. Sorry to cut you off, but carry on, man.
No, but even that people that do suffer with it, or who probably do go through it, because a lot of the population do go through it. I'm not saying everyone, but
Yeah.
it is a thing. So people that probably do go through it, they're definitely people they can talk to. Like everyone, I don't know, strength's different.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably could call it a bad day,
Yeah.
but a bad day to me might be a bad week to someone, innit?
Yeah, of
Like,
course,
do
yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's why I couldn't say, oh, they're not depressed or not.
Yeah.
But I don't know,
But,
man.
and to add on to what you say, regarding mental health, a lot of that can relate to your diet.
Mm.
So I think nowadays I was just doing some watching YouTube videos. I like to say research, but it's watching YouTube videos.
That is research,
But-
man.
It isn't it?
Like some
But-
people are visual learners. I'm being serious. Like, yeah.
But it was speaking about like how society is just so like we ignore the amount of sugar we have in a day.
Mm.
Like apparently you're supposed to have an average of 30. That's the max. 30 for males and 25 for women.
Yeah.
But average people have like 70, 100. Like we have it in our juices. It's in everywhere. We kind of when you have this for so long, you might because sugar is really addictive.
Yeah.
Right, and then you might just be agitated. You don't know you're agitated for sugar,
Mm.
and then you might just be irritated, but you don't know that might be something to do with your diet. So you think it's
that's
actually your
true.
life circumstances,
Mm.
and I think that this all plays a role into like how we feel the depression.
Yeah, because
That's
there is a
true,
concept of like if you eat better, you feel better. But I was only saying like I don't believe in all that because like there's many reasons, but one reason I would just give because I don't want to drag on this subject for too long. Like 10, 15 years ago, was that a thing?
Mental health, not really. No.
That's that.
I
like,
mean, we don't know.
That's
But
what I'm saying.
No,
No. But what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
all of a sudden now there's this there's mental health. There's a really push on like on therapists and so on. But therapists themselves are therapists. I don't know. That's just a lot in it.
No, but things have changed. Like over the
Yeah.
years, things get like more complex,
Mm.
and like there's just
we're more sedentary and we don't speak to each other as much.
like
We're
literally
not really social as we used to
we're
be.
not.
now.
Yeah, we're
Like, It's
not.
all through
There's
phones.
a lot of disconnects.
And even at parties,
like,
no one wants to act up in case they get recorded and blasted for life.
like nobody really trusts anyone these days. Like
It's techie.
you can't,
Yeah.
you
No,
can't really
that
trust no
yeah.
one, so
That's true. You know. It's-
everyone pretty much lives a pretty much lonely life. Most people, not
Yeah.
all,
Yeah,
but
so, yeah.
so there's this concept like you can't. That's why nobody talks. Everybody just keeps everything in. So
Yeah,
That's-
on the concept of most people actually not socializing and so on. Have you guys noticed that most like kids nowadays, most of the bullying and etc. happens online? It's not because like I would say 15, 20 years ago it was more about like they were bullied at school
Yeah.
or on their way home or at the park or so on. But it's more of a case of now that it's social bullying, it's online, and most kids even tend to stay inside. Like you don't really see. Well, not to say you don't see kids at the park anymore just playing around, but like there's a less of that. Like, why do you guys think that is?
technology, everyone's playing games inside.
Yeah.
And social media, everyone's on social media, and like with the bullying and stuff, like the fact that because obviously you see social media, you can say whatever you want and there's basically no consequence. So things that you wouldn't say to someone's face,
You say on social
Like
media.
you could say on social
Because,
media.
like,
you can get
there's
away
people
with it.
that don't exist on social media. That they can talk to you like that, but if you saw them face to face, that personality just isn't
I'm
there.
telling you exactly. Exactly.
It's
That's
a
what I'm
different type of
saying.
energy.
Different
Yeah, it's
type
true.
of
It's
energy.
just, that's how it is.
Literally.
No, but do you know what it is? Yeah, it's like I'm paired. Obviously, I'm paired up with someone when I'm at work here, and he's
Yeah.
an elderly gentleman that has kids.
Oh yeah.
And his kids, obviously, they do play out here and there, but really and truly, the technology these guys have, they got the Oculuses, both of them got PS5s, laptops.
Mm.
So everything is really more so tech based with kids
Yeah.
nowadays. Whereas, like, I think when we were young,
Mm.
bruv, I met you. Where did I meet you?
We might have football.
Cover, bro. Like, literally. So our generation is different. Like, we met playing outside rather than
Yeah,
playing
sure.
online.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Literally.
after school we'd go out for time.
Yeah.
Stuff. We basically we kind of grew up right at the start of like BBM when there was texting, but you text
Yeah.
and just go link all
Yeah,
the time.
literally,
Bro,
just
I remember like no one ever wanted to come into school, but then no one wanted to leave school at the end.
Yeah,
yeah,
You know,
sure,
the
yeah,
teachers
yeah.
always dragging us out
They
to
had to
leave.
drag
like.
us out to
True,
leave because
true.
we were always just chilling in school. Like,
no, but they're probably running
Yeah.
home to get online nowadays.
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, they'll probably be like, yeah,
Everyone's
the
leaving
bell goes and
quick
they're like,
time.
It's
yeah,
like
that's it.
like they're all kind of they're trying to grow up quickly and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're trying to be like adults and
Do you
Would
think?
you say what that's factoring into like the rise in crime rates among like young teenagers, etc. Like they could based on what you saying about they're trying to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Because being an adult is
That's
like
true. That's true.
like money ties into a lot because
Yeah.
you know like you have to take care of yourself and so on. Like,
yeah, I
do you
think
think like that's factoring into the crime rate?
yeah, a portion of it because like as they want to grow up, they want to buy adult clothes, like you said.
Yeah,
Adult clothes cost adult money.
yeah.
Back when we were in school, a jacket was like £60. Now it's 600. So to fit in, you're gonna have like
What jacket is 600?
don't you see them kind of the goose jackets,
Man, I
bro?
feel
Like,
like they're like
Oh,
a
yeah,
thousand.
yeah.
bro.
Like
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
yeah.
bag,
Into the
bro. That's
lifestyle,
a
yeah,
bag.
yeah, if like you see these kids wearing it, you're like, where are you gonna get £600 from? Maybe it's his
Yeah.
birthday.
Oh,
you don't know,
no. You see, that it ties into what you said again.
Yeah,
the crime.
That's
It's
why.
crime.
That's why
That's
the
what I
result
said,
to
yeah.
crime, the clothes that maybe their parents are not going to get them
Mhm.
because it's too expensive.
Yeah,
They resort to crime to go and
Yeah.
get those type of clothes.
Yeah,
So it's like, yeah.
I personally think is like what you guys are saying. I think is mainly lifestyle nowadays.
yeah,
Like I understand maybe the small percentage of young people that maybe don't have nothing and are probably doing crime to eat.
yeah.
But due to like social media, like drill music, and that's what's socially norm now, I think crime is normal. Like
I was gonna say that, like, I was gonna say, like, you see, like the way these, especially Western societies, like the way it's set up, it's like it makes like it can make
Free
crime
crime.
look convenient. Like,
oh man,
you'll
look
be
at the
thinking
drill
to
music.
yourself, like, if I don't do this, there's
But
no,
you, man,
there's no,
if you had a
there's
son,
no
yeah,
source of income if I don't do this. Like,
if you had a son and he committed crime,
Yeah.
how would you guys feel?
Oh,
If you had a son and he felt like you're professional, right? But he
mhm.
committed crime.
It depends what crime it is.
innit? It depends.
Like he's just
Like
just
what?
he's selling drugs, whatever. Like he's just trying to get approval and stuff. Like, how
If
would you
you
feel
selling,
about that?
then what's our economic situation? Are we?
Nah.
No, obviously
how
you
would
say
you
more
just feel
good.
about
Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying.
No, but it's interesting you say economic situation
Yeah,
because
good.
like it's mostly the rich areas with the high crime rates. But at the same time, that could just be a case of people traveling there because they know there's a lot of stuff there. But I just thought I'd just add that in.
Well, no,
Go
because
on.
I mean, yeah, but if you're a 16-year-old, you don't necessarily need, unless, like, personally for me, if you have like a father in your house, that's why I ask you, all men, right? If you have a
Yeah.
father in your house, as a 16-year-old, you don't necessarily need to be selling drugs, especially in this time and age, to be surviving.
No.
Yeah,
If
but
you have a
think
father
about
in the
it.
house,
Think about the
or
way
less.
the society is. We got social media.
Facts.
We want to look a certain way. We
But-
watch certain things. We want to look a certain way. We have to keep up. We
That's
need to
true,
get the
but
clothes.
there's a lack of
So
like.
if your dad's not going to get you those clothes, and your friends are getting those clothes, social media, the people, the rappers you watch.
But no, but that's
they're
why
all
you
wearing
that's what
those
you have to think.
clothes.
It's like, why does the kid idolize a rapper more than his own father?
It's better role models.
Yeah, because he is searching for a role model and
Yeah,
he's looking at
facts.
the rapper more.
And he
Yeah, so
wants
why
to make
so,
money.
So why is so? What about the father isn't? So
Oh.
why can't the kid connect with the father? Like, I'm not saying that it's the father's fault, but it kind of links into the family. If you have like a very strong father you respect, with certain things, you just
the thing is, as a father,
you'd always make mistakes,
then
but
it shows then fathers of today, they need to adjust. I'm not saying that to encourage. I'm not saying encourage your child's get rich quick mentality. I'm saying you need to understand that your child has certain aspirations due to his social structure, like due to his social
I get what you're
situation.
saying, yeah.
He needs to look a certain way. He has to dress a certain way. So
wait, sorry.
I'm not saying no.
No,
but
let him land.
Let me land. Like, so, like, money, like young kids, they want to make money. So you as a father, you need to like try and put your son in a situation where he can maybe learn a skill so that he can start making money from an early age, so that, you know, he can get the things he wants without doing something stupid to get it, like commit crimes to get it.
What are you gonna say to that?
No, because I was on you said
I like the way you finished
that he wants yeah, and I was saying like is that a want or a need, like because I was
just a want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's like, if it's more about he wants that, then I think you need to think about your child and what he's actually focusing on, because there's a big difference in want and need. And I feel like that's one of the issues in today's society. Like there's a lot of want, like,
and you know the thing is,
and they seem to think like that, like they need that one.
Exactly.
Like
our wants become our needs. Like I need that true religion trackie. I need it. You don't really need it, but our desires to look good.
I think one of the toughest things we'll face as a man is being a man worthy of like a child's respect and our family's respect. Because that's one thing. Like, you need to be able to be that figure in your child's life that they have to look to you as a role model. And no matter what the world does, they want to get your respect.
And how do you think you're going to do that?
I think it's about you have to be a very well-rounded and like kind of great man. Like, especially with the way you talk to people.
That's what I'm saying.
In a career, like it's
like you have to be a go-getter.
So would you say a go-getter or just someone that commands respect?
That's the thing. You have to
like,
really
because I thought about when you talked about role models and so on. Because like when it's rare now that someone says, like, someone's asked, "Oh, who's your role model?" and they're like, "Oh, their dad."
Do you know? Because
like, it's hard to be
that kind of dad. It's not an easy thing to do.
No, but I wouldn't say it's hard.
I wouldn't say that.
Huh?
I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say it's hard.
Did you lot grow up with your pops?
No.
But like for example, the friends I knew that grew up with their pops, they say that their dad's their role model, innit? Yeah. So I think for us lot, it's a bit different, innit? Like, it's a bit warped. But I think people that, especially kids, especially if your dad stays, but that's not the norm, innit? So I think they are.
You know more people who would say their dad is a role model than people who say they won't.
No, I'm saying the ones that do have their father still in their life, rather than not, they'll say their dad is their hero.
Okay.
I don't think it's hard, because that's what I was saying about like just like there's a difference in wanting respect and just having respect. Just being like someone you respect.
But if it wasn't hard, there wouldn't be so many
that's worthy of respect. Like
that's it. But
there's certain things, there's certain qualities that you need to have. There's certain things that you need to even do. Like
list two.
If you're like, okay, being successful in your field,
that makes you respectable.
Yes.
So if you're not successful, like, you can't be someone that's respectable.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying one of the qualities of being someone that's respectable.
You can
is
be that
being successful in your field.
So wait, you can't say that and then say that it's not. What do you mean? Like,
no, I said it is, but it's not one of the only. I didn't say
but you're saying, if you're saying it's one of the criteria, then that means you are also saying that someone that isn't successful is not respectable.
No, that doesn't mean that. There's different. Someone who could be respectable. You could be someone who's kind to everyone. You might not have money, but people respect you because of the way you treat them.
But being kind doesn't make you deserving of respect. Respect is like, people have to. When you're respectable, people have to respect you. It's not even like, they don't choose. They have to. It's like,
okay, but respectable person.
Show me people. Who are the people that are respectable?
It's more of qualities. Like, because I can name people I know, but you wouldn't. But it's more of like, You have to be reliable. If you're reliable, people tend to respect. That's just a respectable.
But
thing.
listen, you see, everything you're saying, yeah, it ties into like, you see, being successful is not just, don't just think about the money side of it. Think about
it's
what
cool.
it took to even get that. For you to even be able to amass a certain amount of wealth, you have to be reliable, because getting that type of stuff, you have to be concentrated and consistent.
But it's dangerous because some people have a lot of money who are pure evil.
Let me jump in.
Yeah, but
do you guys think respect is more so the life experience you've acquired, the amount of knowledge and per se, I don't know. Everything, because like I understand what Majid is saying, that successful means either you're successful or you're not. There's a pole.
I wouldn't say it's your life experiences, because you can have loads of life experiences that won't make you respectful. I think it's undeniable. Like, it's very hard to not respect someone who, when they says they do something, they'll do something. Someone who you can count on. If you like, go do that, and then they'll do it. You may not like them, you may not do that, but if you can count on them, that's a respectable thing. It's what women find attractive.
What are you respecting? The experience that they have?
No, just the fact that they're reliable. The fact that what they say.
What shows that they're reliable?
Because if for example, if someone says, I'm going to do that, and then they do it. So if like you have a father at home, when he says he's going to do it, you know he's going to do it. Like, if he tells you he's going to do something, you don't even have to question it. That's kind of what makes someone respectful. Like, if you have someone who every time they say they're going to show up, they don't show up. They say they're going to do that, then when you come to them, they're like, oh, go away.
Exactly. But then what, if they have money, does that make it okay?
Yeah,
that's my point. That's because I'm
I'm saying, look.
This is,
when we're talking about respect,
No, we understand.
Because you can be broke, but people have to respect you.
Exactly.
You don't have to be successful.
Because you said that one, like I said list 2, and you said be successful, and I was just like, wait, hold on.
So wait, most successful people, are they not respected?
No.
What are you talking about?
It's like 50-50, bro.
What? Wait.
Okay,
wait. You man, let's name 5 people who are successful.
P. Diddy.
Go on then.
Okay, look. Even P. Diddy, even though we know the things that we know about him, there are people that respect him.
They're scared of him. People are scared of him.
But do they not respect him? Yes or no? Yes. Answer the question. Yes.
Okay, yeah, the people
respect, fear. It's the same thing. Don't try that. If someone they respect you, so okay, wait. Who's me wrong? How am I wrong?
Because you just said respect and fear is
if someone fears you, do they not respect
you?
you?
They do not respect you.
Of course they do, man. Of course they do, man.
That's why it's 2 different words. Black and
blue. Moses. I feel like if a child is scared of his father because the father beats him, does that mean he respects his father? Because one day he's gonna switch and beat the father's ass when he gets to the size. But now, because he's small, he's just scared. He doesn't respect. So I know what you mean, but
that's a completely that's not.
It's because you can fear someone. Doesn't mean you respect them because you fear them. It means you're vulnerable.
You're
in
even
that
explaining too much for him. It's all in the words: respect, fear. If it was the same thing, there wouldn't be two different words.
People who are feared are also respected.
Yeah, in your
you can't name anyone who's
let's go back to the question
that isn't respected.
So what? Suge Knight is respected.
There are people who respect him.
Yes. No problem.
So is he not?
Let's go back to the question. Come on, bro.
What are you lot talking about?
But I think in terms of what in terms of what Moses is saying, in terms of being successful, when your child is looking up to you, that is a good thing, and they may respect that as a father.
True.
I heard that.
They respect that more than if you work at a grocery store.
I think you see, if you're successful
in whatever you're doing,
successful in whatever you're doing, your child is going to respect you. Like they're going to look up to you. They're not going to look out. They'll be able to look at you as their role model. Because like someone who's successful is in house.
That doesn't make you like. You can be successful if you don't do other things. It doesn't make you like. If you're reliable, no matter what you do, you gain that respect because you're reliable. If you're successful, if you're like successful and all you do is like maybe just work at Sainsbury's for like 20, 30 years, you may be successful at that. You may have got manager of the month thousands of times.
What?
But it doesn't mean that you're going to be respected because you're successful at something.
Exactly.
Success doesn't guarantee
That's what I'm
respect.
saying.
It's
Listen,
subjective,
no,
then.
Nah,
But
listen,
look,
listen,
a lot of
listen.
people. So
Nah,
wait,
hold
wait.
up,
Are
hold
you
up.
saying that
Subjective.
people who are successful are not respected?
I'm saying that being successful doesn't mean you get respected.
It doesn't guarantee it, but it can be.
There's a
being
factor.
reliable
There's a
guarantees.
factor.
Most people who are successful are respected.
Of course, but being reliable guarantees respect. If you're reliable, you will be respected. Like there's no way around it.
Being reliable.
Ain't no way someone can rely on you and not respect you.
Yeah, you can, because you can be reliable for some things. Like I might just need you
Like
to
being reliable
to
for
pick
what?
me up. You might be reliable as my chauffeur, but it
You're talking
doesn't
about
mean
reliable
that
in such a broad way.
Yeah,
What do you mean? Reliable is if your word, essentially. If you keep your word. Being a job is different. If you say you're going to do something and someone can count on you. So if they ask you for a favor, if you say no, you're not going to do it. If you say yes, they know you're going to do it. Like if someone knows that what you say is what you're going to do, that commands respect, no matter what.
So I can
how
be
it is.
reliable and disrespectful in the same sense. Then,
Yeah.
and you should.
Look,
and that
you can be
means-
reliable and rude and still
I
be
can't believe
respected.
this is even a discussion because look,
I mean, it's
we
subjective.
know, yeah, people like the way people even function in today is somewhat corrupt because money just rules everything.
Yeah.
So if you have money, people in certain countries they'll bow down to
That's,
you.
yeah,
You get
that's
they
why
will respect
success-
you.
that's why
they will respect you because you have money.
that's not respect.
It is, bro.
It's like worship.
It
It's like
is.
idolatry. It's not really respect.
It is.
Because it's bad. You can't buy respect. Respect is something.
Alright,
Bro,
no problem.
let's
get back, let's get back.
No problem. But on
Sorry,
the note
guys.
of money and people bowing down to you, would you say humans are selfish? Like just based on the majority of actions that humans actually make and take and in the life that we live in. Because I'll give an example. Like if someone asked you to do something, it can be anything, but like there's a hidden agenda behind it. Like and that the whole concept of them getting you to do that thing is to benefit themselves. Like for example, like let's say someone asks you to give them a lift, like, but then that lift they go in there to, I don't know, commit a crime that's gonna give them 100K, or go in there to go and see a girl, or various reasons. I would
Yeah, I think humans are never really selfish.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe, I think it goes. I think because people say not to be selfish is hard sometimes, isn't it? So it must be going against the natural instinct of being selfish to a certain extent. So I think.
I think everybody has selfish traits.
So do you think it's a nurture or nature thing? Like we're just naturally selfish?
100%.
I think we are naturally because the first,
You must be right.
the first law of nature is self-preservation. So
Yeah.
self comes first before anything.
Yeah.
So
Because for example, like if you see someone getting harmed, your flight or fight instincts will tell you to run, innit?
Yeah, you have to usually try to.
But
Is
it takes.
that everyone though?
Yeah, but
innit?
obviously,
I don't think that's everyone.
I think with your flight or flight instincts, it takes you to be in certain situations enough
certain
times
situations, like if
for
you hear a
you
gun,
to
everyone will
not run.
Mm.
But more time, if it's your first time being in like a high tense situation, you're probably gonna run away. But if you've been in it enough times, you trained yourself enough, and it could be evolutionary factors to it, like your ancestors might be hardwired as well.
Ooh. So you're talking about to protect someone else?
Yeah, like but even when you think of that's another one because I don't know. That's I didn't.
Like if it's to protect someone else, what would? Because I think people's fight or flight instincts work very differently. If it's to protect themselves, if it's to fight for themselves or fight for someone else.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to fight for someone else than it is for yourself.
Yeah, because have you guys seen that video?
Yeah, I heard that stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video of this guy? He was on a bike. I think he was maybe a delivery driver or something like that. And a guy came with a knife and then was trying to steal the bike off him. And there's someone clearly videoing it, and it's on like a street, and no one was helping him.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video?
No, but I've seen similar videos to that where people rather pull out their phones and record rather than intervening in type of way.
Because it goes into like, because they're thinking more about the views and themselves, like rather than there's one person there. Yeah. Two situation or even 3, 4, 5. It's curtains for this guy that's on some stupid shit.
Yeah, I don't think
if everyone just
Yeah, I don't think people first instinct. Well, if I saw something happening, I always try and intervene anyway. That's just how I am. Like, oh, stop. If it gets too violent, then cool, I have to step away. But I think everyone should try.
I think there has to be certain characteristics in there for me to get involved.
So would you say it's a case of we go back to the word of trust. That do you feel like if you was to do that for that person would maybe just run away because they have a chance now and just leave you to it, or like they wouldn't support you in you supporting them? Do you think that plays a factor into it? You know, like, for example, if that person that was recording instead decided to go and help that guy, and then while he was trying to help that guy and he got the guy off him or etc., and then that guy just decided, the person that was initially getting robbed just decided to just go away and run away and leave him there.
No, I'll do it because I hope that initially I'm gonna have children one day and I have family and I have friends. So I do it because I hope someone will intervene for them.
Yeah.
And for me, because I know I'll do it if I'm there. So I have to play that factor if I want that factor to happen.
For me, it's usually about, I think people have families and I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, maybe you're just kind of angry right now. You're just stuck in emotions. Yeah. So if you just relax, because you have a family, you don't want to just ruin your family's life or like ruin someone else's family's life. So I do think about that a lot. And one thing I do try to say is, whenever I see something, man, I'm like, hey, your police are coming, man. Just go.
That's a good deterrent.
Yeah, that's why you just say that. And then people just end up running away. Yeah. But other than that, I won't really get involved with something crazy life threatening.
But what would you, man, say, like, are your selfish traits? Like, do you have any, do you feel? Like, for me, I would say, like, my selfish trait is, like, when I'm focused on something, like, when I want to achieve something, like,
any means
and
necessary.
no, not even when what did he say?
That's it. Any means necessary. Like, anyone can get it. I don't care.
Finish him.
Get done.
No, so like, it doesn't even have to be if I'm focusing on something, but it's like I have this thing where I don't call people. I don't care to call or even check up on people like that. Like, I don't really.
I think that's normal as men, though.
I wouldn't call that selfish.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that toxic. I do the same thing. I'm just focused, man.
I thought that was a bit.
Think about it. Before phones existed, you don't see someone for months. You just see them when you just
see them when you see them, innit? Yeah.
So I think that's pretty.
I think it's focus.
No, but then at the same time, the phone is there to eliminate that factor, though. So
see,
do you know what it is? It makes us worse. People have got on to me about it, about the way I just don't call, I don't text, I don't like communicate with them. Even though we're close, I don't call, I don't text. They will be the ones to call and text me.
Hey, your internet.
His internet is whack, bro.
Allow it, man.
His connection's whack.
Nah, it stinks, bro. I can't lie.
But I get what you're saying. Go on.
No, but like, no, because it's like, I'm saying that because if you think about it, like, if you've got someone that lives on the other side, like, let's say, you know, someone that lives in Scotland. I don't know, they moved to Scotland a couple of years ago when you guys used to live near each other. Like, you having that phone is a way to communicate with them.
Yeah.
But they're not even in like your proximity.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like,
but I'm saying the phone call. No, because I think people go past the phone call now because, you know, there's all these apps and so on and so on.
Yeah.
Like, people because when people tell me, why do you have an Android? Why do you have an iPhone and all this stuff? I'm like, phone is not that major to me. I look at phone as a way to communicate with people, and that's not to say I'm excellent at communicating. I can't lie, but like, that's the way I'm just thinking. As long as I can call and receive, I don't care. Like,
do you know what it is? I can't even be bothered to even chat to people nowadays. Like, I don't even want to, like, unless it's something like you see something like this, like the podcast, something productive, then cool, I'm on it. But if it's just casual conversation, like, just I'm not trying to call you and be like, oh, how you doing, man? How you been?
Well,
like,
why?
I don't know. I just don't care. I don't care.
But you know, I think people should know your friends, innit? So you should know what type of friend you are.
Yeah,
and what friends you have, innit? Because I think the people that know me are quiet now. Like, I just do my own business.
Literally.
Shout me here and there, innit? Whereas I got other friends that shout each other all the time. Not saying we're not all friends,
Yeah.
But they know Reach is gonna be chilling
Yeah.
at home. Like he's not gonna come out
Mm.
because they know my thing. But with
Yeah.
them, they'll all go out, do their
Go out,
things.
do your
Very
thing,
Yeah.
yeah.
just know your friends, innit?
Trust, yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking from a place of privilege, though. Like, it's not. We
What?
knew each other for a long time, so
What?
we've seen each other at like ups and downs, different personalities. So for us, not many people have friends at all, let alone friends that have been new for like 10+ years.
That's why I asked at the start, like, what's the definition of friendship?
Yeah, it's definitely that the vulnerability thing. Like someone who they've seen you literally, like you've seen you grow up. Essentially, they've seen you at your kind of best, your worst, more or less.
Yeah.
And then you guys still, because essentially, we've known each other more than anyone. We've known each other for longer than we've not known each other, right? And we're probably closer to each other than some of our family members because there's parts of ourselves we don't open up to our family members that we open up to each other.
That's true.
And even when we have our families, our own families, our wives, our kids, we know each other. I'd probably know you guys better than your wives would.
Because you know
You might
them
tell
longer,
them certain things, but I'd probably know you better.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So going through life like that, like we are talking from we're kind of blessed. It's blessed to have like long friendships and stuff.
Mm.
And I think surprisingly, a lot of people don't have that. You know, some
But
people have
yeah,
people they know.
Some
for
of the
years.
best people you meet aren't necessarily people that you've even known for that long. Though you can meet someone
That's
like
true.
you could have known someone for just 1 year, but
Yeah,
the
no,
fact that
that's-
you
that's
two,
true.
like you lot share the same values, like you have the same goals, it's like it feels like you've known each other for long, but it's not even been that long at all.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
facts.
based on the question I asked at the start about definition of friendship.
Yeah.
Because I like most people know, like if someone new comes into the friendship group, me myself, I'm an analyzer. I can't even lie. I'm gonna analyze that person like based on like their values, like how they act. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to figure out who this person is.
Yeah.
It's not even a case of, oh yeah, I don't like the person or anything like that. I'm trying to figure out who you are, like, and you can people do certain things and you realize, okay, you know the type of person that they are, and you like I can't rely on that person.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I can't trust that person. I don't feel like that person can be honest with me.
Mm.
And at that point, it's like, well, what are we doing here? Like, it's nothing about, oh, I haven't known you for years. There's a reason why I've known those certain people for years.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay. It doesn't matter how long you've known the person for.
Exactly.
It's more about who they are and how
Character.
quick. And it also matters how quick, like, you find out what type of person they are. Because people can be fake for a very long time. Like, I'm saying,
Yeah,
but
true.
there's certain things that they'll do, like, that you notice, and it's your job. Like, it's your job to notice that. Because if you don't notice that, it's like when it does come out, it's gonna be it ends up being in a very bad way, and it's a situation that you could have avoided. Like, it might come across that you're trying to be closed off and so on, but sometimes, and like you can also lay into not trying to get hurt, but at the same, it is that, but you don't want to put yourself in a situation you could easily avoid it.
Mhm.
There's a difference. If you can't avoid a situation, that's perfectly fine. Like, you know what I'm saying, like if somehow you're walking down the street that you walked down
Yeah, that's actually
10 times.
It's good that you said that. The amount of time you've known someone may not determine the quality of the friendship, because some people might need to hear that. Some people might just be friends with someone who
Because they've
doesn't
known
really,
them for a while.
that person doesn't actually care about them. So you're right about that.
That's a lot of friendships. Like that's why, like a lot of people, like they're in friendships, they don't even
They're
fuck
lonely.
with each other like that.
They're
They
lonely.
don't even care about each other. It's just exactly because
People
they're
are
lonely.
people are
It's just-
lonely.
Yeah, they've known each other. Yeah,
they've
lonely,
known each other. That's the only
yeah.
reason
People
why
are
they're
lonely.
friends is because they've known each other for that long. They don't
Yeah.
share the same values. They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's definitely a thing of you guys have to have the same goals
Yeah.
to a certain extent or the same mindset. Because, like you said, like you might be friends with someone for so long or a group of people for so long, yeah. But if you change as a human, you might not share the same ideals as them no more, innit? Like you might not want to live a certain type of lifestyle, and it's not that you don't want to be cool or nothing no more, but you're just growing into this person. And sometimes that can be a factor of why people are in a friendship, because they can't accept the new you. Like, they can't accept that, bro. Like, you're no longer this person that we knew for so long. It's too long to get to know this person. We want that person, innit?
Well, that's crazy.
You know, it is. Because, bro, like, especially coming from the end, yeah, like, I say, like, when you do transition and become better, I think it's hard for people to accept you in a new light, innit?
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah, like when you could be within a group, yeah, and you lot do certain things, like you're in the hood, and like maybe doing something that's a bit more intellectually more.
Stimulating.
Yeah, something that's more educational. Niggas about
they look at you funny.
You're getting all educational
Or
in
you
that.
corny,
Like,
innit?
yeah.
No, but the young
Niggas
kids
like
need
looking
to hear
like you
this
fell
still.
off or something like that.
They need to hear it, bro.
Yeah.
No, like,
Yeah,
But obviously that's childish. If you like, you
Yeah.
shouldn't let like that type of sentiment sway you from whatever you're
because
trying
they might
to
just
do.
want to fit in. Like some people, like
Yeah, being a follower.
See that's it though, because like you have to then see that like I think at that point in time you realize well those guys are actually not my friends.
they're not
Yeah,
even-
yeah.
No.
Like, because you were just honest with them and it turned into a laughing matter.
No, facts.
But I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, when you accept that, you have to accept loneliness.
There's
Yeah.
deep
Because
bro.
people know that, but it's the loneliness that
Yeah,
comes
but
after.
no,
You.
no,
What are you gonna
I
do?
think you have to be comfortable
Yeah.
being by yourself.
Like, as a
and that's not
man-
even to say like you should want to be by yourself. But me, I would say like I've got no problem with being by myself.
Same.
Like while at the same time like I like being around people, but not all the time. But like I like being around. But at the same time, I've got no issue being by myself. Like that doesn't bother me. It doesn't put me in a mind state of like, whoa, it's just be against the world or anything like that. Because like when I go home to see a family, like I'm trying to be around a lot of people. But at the same time, like, I've got no problem being on my ones. Like maybe today I'm outside and the next day I'm just sitting inside. People might think something's wrong, but there's absolutely nothing wrong. But like, yeah, I think you just have to be comfortable with being alone. But it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing for a lot
Some
of human beings.
people,
Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
some
Like,
people.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just I think it's something that you just have to over time try and get accustomed to. Because at times in your life you are gonna be alone.
You're gonna have to be alone still.
Get used to it.
Like, would you guys say personalities change, or are you the same person that you was when you was from the moment you started? Well, even before from the moment you was born, I guess. Yeah. Would you say personalities change?
I think it's possible because there's certain people like when they're young, their behavior's like bad, but then as they get older, it completely changes. Like there's people that I've known like when we were younger, like they were very sensitive and they would get pissed off over things that they shouldn't even get pissed off over. But as over time, like they matured and those childish behaviors kind of disappeared.
You get to say like, wow, you've changed. Bro, I knew you.
Yeah, personalities change over time.
There's even selfish people, like people who I've known that were selfish at one point, but as we got older, the selfishness that they
Usually, if it doesn't change, it's like mental illness.
Even vice versa.
Yeah,
though.
true.
That's true.
If you're
That's
like the
true.
same, like you're
That's
staying,
true.
there's something wrong.
That's true. There's something wrong.
Like
with you.
from 20 now or 30, and you're
That's
still
why.
like that.
That's why a lot of people are stagnant because they don't change.
They think not changing is cool.
They just stay the same way.
Like, because changing is essentially just allowing yourself room to grow.
Yeah, it's going up.
Yeah,
You're
that's
supposed to be
basically
going
it.
up.
Yeah, but you need life experience, the good and bad ones, to grow your change. Because you need trials. Like if you're not tested, you can't grow in it. Like, so you need trials to go through and to overcome, whether good or bad, innit?
So what about a person that what about someone that's been a good person since anyone's ever known them?
They've always been a good person.
Yeah, like their personality's always been someone that's
good of nature, so.
Yeah, like there's someone that you can count on. Like there's many features about them and many characteristics about them that you're like, right, this is a good person. This is someone I want around me. You're talking about if you stay the same, so that's
no. But like if we're talking about personality,
that's why.
Like if someone has those characteristics, like you can always rely on them and stuff. They might have like periods of the time where they're extremely happy, extremely excitable. Then they might be a bit more. They have periods of the time when they're a lot more calm. But imagine knowing someone and they just always just one mode. Like they just always have this one personality because things happen in your life that make you question your way of living.
No, but I think
so if you're a nice person all the time, there's something that's going to happen to you to be like, maybe I should stop being nice for a while.
I heard that.
Just to grow, because you can't just be nice all the time.
No, but it's not about being nice all the
He's
time.
talking about being a good person.
That's it, like because we can't say being a good person means you're always nice.
Exactly.
that
That's
can't
not.
be-
Yeah.
But to truly understand
Yeah.
being a
But
good person, you need to also have been a bad
Even
person.
evil people, they're nice sometimes.
No, I wouldn't. No.
It's true, 'cause-
I don't think so. Like I'm saying this because I'm thinking like if you have a like you got good personality traits, yeah, you're a good person. That doesn't mean like you're a nice person. So for example, like if you clearly can see that this person is taking advantage of you, you then saying something about it and making it very clear to them, that does not make you a bad person.
Yeah, that doesn't make you a bad person.
No, because at that point in time, you'd be like, oh, rah, this person's not being a nice person anymore because they're telling that person off.
No, because you said like being a good person. There's sometimes being a good person will be challenging.
I just
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? Majid is saying that you being a good person, it doesn't necessarily mean nice. Nice, like being nice, like you might be a bit timid.
So do you think good people have always been good people?
Yeah.
There's good people who have always been good. Like
Always.
Yeah.
So you think that they did have an experience that made them realize?
No, because
Being a good person,
I think you can't. You're
and
not
being
necessarily a good
too
person if you're not
nice.
capable of being bad. If you're not capable of being bad, you're
No,
not
but
really a good
anyone's
person.
capable of being bad. We all have a conscience.
No, some people aren't.
No. Don't
I'm
say
telling you,
that.
no, it's true. Some people are just they're always trying to do the right thing. Always. Like they're so scared of doing the wrong thing that they just always trying to do the right thing.
but that's what I'm saying. But at
You
the
can
same
see
time,
that.
No, I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is, everyone has a conscience. Yeah, we all have that voice inside our head. For like, so them choosing to ignore that voice, and always doing the right thing, that's just simply what it is. Like everyone has bad faults and so on. Like it's just about you acting on them or not acting on them.
Of course, but it's like no. But the thing is, there's some people they're not capable of being bad. They can only be good.
Nah, see. No, that's the thin line though. That's what I'm saying. Everyone's capable of that. They're just choosing not to.
No. There's some people who can't. They don't want to disappoint you. They just don't want to disappoint you.
I know, like that's
So
what
they're always trying to do the right thing.
No, there's people
like,
who's just like they're like it's just not in them to do that.
Yeah. So then you have to really think like.
And there's also people who are just like
Can't be
they're
good.
wicked.
Yeah,
to
just
the
pure
core.
wicked.
Yeah, but
They're
that's just
pure
anomalies.
wickedness.
Them people don't make the rules in it. Like they'll
Thank
just
you very much.
the world won't exist if they were the
but
majority.
in general, like I know you mean them like anomalies, but there's some people who are too good for their own good.
Yeah, I know. It's detrimental.
They're so
Just
good
being
at
too nice.
because
yeah.
you know like there's a lot of African leaders who are assassinated, which is good when they shouldn't have been good.
Okay.
No, it's not like they shouldn't have. No.
So some of them. No.
It's not that.
No, you have to understand. Some of these guys, yeah, they went into enemy territory thinking it was all sweet and rainbows. Like, oh no, like
That's not because they were
they're
good.
trying to do the right thing.
No.
That's
my God.
because that's like.
Yeah, man, they were trying to avoid war and that.
They're trying to do the right thing.
It was like false pretense. They thought they were in a safe environment.
You could be good and still make the right decisions. Like,
But
and
the
it might not
aren't
be
always the
you
good decision.
jumping into the enemy territory.
I know, but like the right decisions are always the good decisions. Because this leads back to what we're going to talk. Sometimes you have to be harsh, and that is the right thing to do.
Yeah, but
it's not necessarily going to be
even if you do it,
but
even
it's
if you
the
do
right thing to
something
do.
that isn't deemed as good, if you did it for the right, because you could kill people for the right reasons.
So you talking about Robin Hood and that, yeah?
for the right reasons.
Yeah, like there could be a situation where you have to kill people.
But does that make you a good person?
Well, if I'm killing the bad guys, then yeah.
Who you're killing.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's good that we're on this note. Because
Think about bad. Like think about all these wicked politicians. I'm not gonna name.
How do
Handshake,
wicked people? but you understand, like people are
Think about
born
it.
wicked. So every wicked person you're killing is essentially a child that's been
Listen,
made
who cares?
wicked.
Listen. It doesn't matter how you started. What matters is what you are, where you're at.
It's good and bad.
Doesn't
Isn't
matter.
it?
It's
You
true.
used to be a
It's
good
true, but
person.
you can't.
Imagine looking at it. Imagine being like,
No,
he
you have
used
to-
to be a good person, even though he's bad now. He used to be good.
But
Let me
it-
explain.
But it doesn't make you a good
Bruv,
person for killing.
Send out the drones.
It doesn't
man.
make
What
you
are you talking
like.
about?
Bring that sound down.
Yeah.
Literally,
He said,
you could
yeah.
he
definitely
said, who
give-
cares, but this guy would definitely rule with Iron Fist.
Yeah, bro.
Iron Fist.
No, but that's the thing. Like, you need that. Like,
Yeah.
but you won't be a good person.
No, yes, I will be a good person.
Come on,
I'm
man.
still a good person.
It's good you say. It's
Look,
good
I'm
you're-
being fierce for the good.
Okay.
See,
I don't
if you're
see that
fighting
wrong, yeah.
evil,
But
wait, do
are
you think you
as a
could?
good
Wait,
person?
do
He's
you
a
think
good
you can
person.
fight evil with like by being nice to them?
History is.
Huh?
Exactly. Peace,
Of course, but
what?
like I'm telling you,
you have to destroy. You have to
you
destroy
have to be
evil.
capable of
Yeah.
that. Like, but you have to give fire a fire. You can't
Yeah.
be giving fire and be like, oh no, it's good fire. It's still
No, it's good
You're
fire.
ending
No, but
lives.
it's still good fire,
You're
bro.
ending lives, bro.
You keep equating good to being soft.
no. It's not about no.
That's
no,
that's what you're doing.
No, of course you can say I'm equating it to being soft, but the thing is, there's certain acts that you will do that will not. You will see, like, if you murder someone, or
Mhm.
even if it's the good, you will not come out of there and be like, I'm a good
Wait,
person.
one minute,
It will
Larry.
affect your psyche in a
Larry,
negative
Bro,
way.
Larry.
listen,
And it's
if
just-
I killed
Nah,
someone,
one second.
Larry,
if I okay,
Larry, how do you stop bad guys with guns?
Oh, you kill them bigger
no,
guns.
you pray for them. You pray for
You
them.
have good.
No, you man.
No. How do you stop
No.
bad guys with guns?
I'm not saying that you shouldn't, like. I'm saying that if you do that, you just need to accept that it will change your psyche in a way that it won't be a good change.
Why? What do you mean?
It
I
makes
disagree with that.
you
Nah,
think
no, fair point. I understand what you're saying, but you know what? Like, quick
if
question
you
for
murder
you guys.
someone, you'd be.
Quick question, like, so because I see like there's a little like oh, like you two agree, he disagrees and so on. So what do you guys think about this this guy over in this president in El Salvador? What's his name? Nayib.
Nayib. Bukele.
Bukele.
Yeah, what do you guys think about him? Because he's the de facto leader of El Salvador, isn't it? Like he rules with an iron fist. Like he's what you call a dictator.
Yeah.
And because you guys are talking about how like it's sometimes it's necessary, and you're saying about how you change as a person, but then this guy he's cut the crime rate down on a crazy scale. Like more than 64,000 people have been jailed. Like the streets,
Gang
he's
members
basically
and all
cleaned
of
up
that.
the streets and so on. Like
Mm-hmm.
like if you're a negative factor towards the society, like you're affecting society in a bad way, you are locked up.
Actually.
And he like, because some people say that like he's doing something good here. Sir, we're talking to you. and
Oh
you're-
no, I'm actually I'm trying to get some statistics, bro.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's perfectly understandable.
Yeah.
So because at this current time, this guy is seemed as someone that's you know that's doing a lot of bad things, but he's doing it for the good.
For the good reasons.
So what do you think about this guy then? Because based on what you just said earlier on and so on.
Is he a bad guy?
I don't. He's doing good things. I can't necessarily say he's a bad guy or a good guy, but no, he's cleaning up the country.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that good guys don't necessarily make the best leaders.
Okay, but do bad guys?
Well, it's hard for me to say. I'd say that to be a leader, you have to make really hard decisions. You have to be willing to put certain things upon yourself, because it may only seem like, okay, he's throwing people in jails, but in politics, it's a very dirty game. And there's a lot of like secret assassinations that go on. People get sick and then they randomly go. You're gonna have to. There's certain things you're gonna have to
The thing
do to
is,
keep yourself in power.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think the best leaders are always good people, because the bad leaders are always bad people.
the good
because
ones don't
they're
survive.
selfish. Yeah, the good ones, they might not survive.
Yeah,
but
that's why it
honestly,
doesn't. It's not,
it comes at a cost.
does it matter if you're a good leader if everything you do just gets reversed? If it just take you out and then just gets reversed. You have to be there to you have to consolidate your power.
I think
That's true, but
it's a mixture between both of you. Like, you need a leader that is capable. Like, he needs to have a good nature,
Yeah, good nature.
but even with a good nature, he's capable of handling whatever is necessary.
yeah,
Like the guy what Majid is talking about in El Salvador,
Yeah.
he has to have a good nature because
Mm-hmm.
he's locking up all the gang members. So that
Mhm.
means the streets are safe for
Mhm.
children,
But he's-
Yeah,
women.
no more
But
gang
he's probably
violence.
cold-blooded and ruthless. He probably eliminates all his enemies.
No, but I'll say
yeah,
this then.
because I think that in order to be a good leader,
Mm.
you kind of need to have this air of ruthlessness, because you can be good, but when you get taken out and then everything you do is reversed, then what did you basically just there to inspire the next generation, which is fine. But in essence, like with this Bukele guy,
Yeah.
even because if he got re-elected as well, he could do certain
He's
things.
been re-elected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
if bro.
So if he might do certain things
Mm.
to change the constitution so he stays in there longer, if he
Yeah.
sees himself to be the only one fit of
Mm.
governing,
Mhm.
right? Because
What's the problem?
no, there's no problem in that. But I'm just saying that that sort of behavior
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily is not a very kind nature thing. It's a very controlling and domineering force,
No, but if it's
which is
necessary,
necessary.
if it's since it's necessary, it's not a bad thing.
I disagree though. I think it's kind of.
Because he's not your enemy.
No, go on. You disagree.
I wouldn't say that what he's doing is not kind in nature. Sorry. How much has crime gone down, bro?
It was
Yes.
I think it was like over 60% or something like that.
That person has to be kind of nature. Like most people go into presidencies throughout the world and normally fondle money, steal money, like a lot of African leaders and European ones as well. But this guy's come into presidency, cut down crime more than a half.
Mhm.
Like the proof's in the pudding, innit?
No, he's doing good things.
And do you know, I think that
Bro, from 38% to 7.8.
see that you
Yeah,
see,
Bukele.
I think that's why you see.
Good example.
I remember the question was, oh no, that's how it was. It was when it was written in the chat. It was written as, "Is dictatorship necessary sometimes?"
Mm-hmm.
And I think that in certain extreme situations when the country is constantly having a specific problem and it's not being solved, no matter how many leaders jump in, I think then a dictatorship that can enforce change in a rapid way, like Nayib Bukele did,
Yeah.
You
I
be
think-
ruthless.
it could be like dictatorship has a place in those type of situations where change needs to happen.
Mm.
It hasn't been happening, no matter how many people have been elected. So in this situation, like let's just say Nigeria, for example,
Mm-hmm.
things they've not been
But
changing.
You need to be ruthless in
Some
Nigeria.
a leader who's gonna grab the bull by the horns and really
He's
change
talking about like it's
everything.
himself, you know?
It's good that you say that.
Yeah,
It's
'cause
good
I
that you
like
say-
it. I like
'cause-
it.
You need that. You need that enforcement.
Yeah.
It may not. You might not need it forever. You might just need it for maybe for some years to create a new
Stabilize the
fund.
country.
Yeah, stabilize the country. Create
See,
a
because
new
what we see
foundation.
the front is him lowering crime, but there's a lot of like underhanded things. Because for the crime to have gone through, there are corrupt people in power who had to be taken out.
Yeah, exactly.
By whichever means necessary. But
Exactly,
either you send them,
yeah.
you exile them, or there's other means.
I swear he's jailed the most. Like he's put the most people in prison.
Puts
Like,
everyone,
Everyone,
yeah.
if you're on some dumb shit, you get
You
locked
go-
up.
go and
Like, for
locking
example, like
everyone up.
the sign I was reading here, yeah, he said there was a spike in killing like over a single weekend, and he basically sent soldiers into the poor neighborhoods and rounded up thousands of people,
Yeah.
and who claimed to be gang members anyway, and paraded them in front of news cameras in underwear and handcuffs.
You see that?
Yeah, no,
That's
that's
decisive and
necessary.
quick. That's what people.
No, but some of them
need.
could have not been.
Fast
gang
decisions, fam.
members.
Huh?
I think,
Some of
yeah.
them could not have been gang members.
That's what it is.
Yeah, but I think
some
it's
of them
necessary.
could've
Some of them could just be
Yeah.
like teenagers or something,
Yeah.
just caught up
Yeah,
in
but
it.
you know,
That's, yeah,
'cause
that's
they're
what
around.
we're told. I don't know. I wasn't there.
But at the same time, like when you're ruthless, you're like, well, shit,
It's
what are you gonna learn
necessary.
today?
Mm.
Do you guys think the cause outweighs the means? So it doesn't matter how we get there as long as we get there.
Mm.
That's so.
I think
I-
to a certain degree,
Yeah, man, that's
to
what
a
I'm saying.
certain
To a certain
degree,
extent,
to a
because
certain degree.
There's always a bit too extreme. Because
Yeah.
for example, you got like Idi Amin, like let's say I think that's
He's
too
mad.
extreme.
He's mad.
I'm
He's
saying.
mad.
Yeah,
It's a bit
yeah,
too
was a bit,
We saw the vision, but he was crazy, bro.
a bit too, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, because
This
like
is
'cause
techie.
there was a point where he kicked out like all like huge Asian
Yeah.
population or the Indian population, I think it was.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, so that's what I'm saying.
Them
Like
all out.
I think there's a line between
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah.
Extreme.
and I don't know, do you guys follow like Marvel comics and that?
Not
Somewhat.
anymore.
Yeah,
I haven't
somewhat,
been so.
somewhat.
Because
Yeah.
this Naive, like he reminds me of like Doctor Doom in it.
Okay.
Like he's
Oh,
Okay.
Dr.
Like
Doom's like
he's-
anti-villain. Was he a
Yeah,
villain?
but the thing is that he's also a leader of a sovereign
This nation,
state
yeah,
or
yeah,
country,
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And he's a dictator, but like the country itself is like there's no poverty. There's-
Democracy's a lie, to be honest, isn't it?
of course it is, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
democracy's a lie.
It
It's not
just
really
it looks good,
necessary.
sounds good.
Mm.
I'm saying,
Mm.
just looks good, sounds
Yeah.
good. But like, yeah, like there's no poverty, there's nothing, like there's no crime, anything like that. But obviously, he rules with an iron fist, and like criminals are dealt with. So and it just made me think of this guy because really and truly, like, yeah, we're all saying that okay, yeah, he's doing things in an extreme way and so on and so on. But the main thing is that things are getting done. But like as humans ourselves, we don't like the concept of being controlled. Because right now this guy has control. He's a de facto leader, like I'm saying. So and people don't like things like that.
And you know, one
If
of the
it's-
things is, yeah, like a lot of problems in countries, like especially when it comes to government, is like they make policies and all these things, these laws, yeah, and the average person, they don't feel it. Like the things that they're in power, but their power is not impacting the people at all.
The
So when you
puppets.
see when you see man like Nayib Bukele
Yeah.
doing things like this, like that's
Mm.
like leadership that people can actually feel the impact of what you're doing.
So, even top up of what you're saying, Mose, I
Yeah.
think the leaders we have over here, they're too disconnected from the average person.
Exactly.
Like, we don't really have leaders that are from our economic background or
Yeah.
maybe let's say nationalities or
Mm.
whatnot. They can't relate to
They
us.
can't
so-
relate to us, yeah.
So
Have you heard there's a video of Rishi Sunak at a homeless shelter asking a homeless person, "Yes, what are you gonna do tonight? You going out?"
No way.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
bro, they asked Richie how much does milk cost shit one time. He didn't know how much milk cost.
Yeah, it makes
Like,
sense.
this is what I'm trying to
He's
say.
so disconnected.
They're disconnected. That's why they can't understand our
I don't
problems.
That's what he didn't even give a reply. He didn't say,
he didn't know. Like well, no, listen. You,
Wow.
this is another one. Anyway, I don't know how much it cost, but he was wearing. I don't know what brand it was, but I was listening to news one time. He went to a construction site and like I think £600 shoes or something from walking through the mud, yeah. And like anyone knows if you go on a construction site, you're not gonna.
Hard
Right?
boots.
They're gonna
Really?
bring
You have to-
£600
you wear
designer
boots,
trainers.
fam, yeah.
No, but just disconnection
This
in
is what happens
government.
when you live a different lifestyle, man. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, yeah, I think that's what happens, man.
Ridiculous.
You know, we was talking about Botswana earlier on today, and it's also a different take because he wasn't the president's not dead anyway, but the president that basically turned our country around after they gained independence. I can't remember his name, but like he did a lot for that country, innit? And he wasn't seen as a dictator. But I think it's just more about the people. Are the people willing to follow this person? Like, no, I'm saying that because obviously you've got Nayib on one hand that's a dictator, and then you got an example at what was his name? But like you got him where he wasn't a dictator, but like he made changes to the country.
I don't know. I think it depends on
It depends on the situation
the
of the
situation.
country. It depends on how extreme and dire the situation is.
No, but this was Botswana after gaining independence, so it was very dire. That's what I'm saying. Because for example, El Salvador now has gone from like one of the most one of the most violent countries to one of the safest countries now.
Yeah.
Since Nayib is coming to power and so on.
Yeah, I don't think the people really matter. Not in this day and age anymore.
Yeah, it's not
Because presidents rule from different countries.
I think
like the Cameroonian president, fam.
Skyping,
Man's
bro.
ruling from
But I think
Geneva Hotel.
he's providing them. He's
Damn.
providing them with peace and security. So that's all that matters. Because even if you look at Gaddafi's reign,
Yeah.
he was quote unquote a dictator as
Yeah,
well.
Libya
Yeah.
stinks now, man.
But when he was in power, how did Libya look?
Exactly.
Beautiful country.
Yeah.
So
We needed democracy.
the same thing with like this Boyu guy. Yeah. Imagine if they take his dictatorship away, like they done Gaddafi. What could happen to the country?
Probably
You
drift
see-
back into crime again.
Every time societies are led or like allowed to develop like that by Western, I always look at them suspiciously. Like, why are they leaving you alone?
What?
Yeah, Bukele. If something doesn't happen, if they just leave Salvador alone, I'm like,
No, but the thing is, yeah, they can't like
If you're not on it, you're not on it. innit?
you can't they can't disturb everyone. Like
Exactly.
You can't just
we
go to
disturb
everyone.
all the countries in Africa.
No. But
Hey,
think
what?
about it.
So what-
What's
all the countries
what's
in
there?
Africa get
No,
disturbed-
but
get disturbed.
what do they need to go to El Salvador for? What?
Of course.
He knows what's
What
happening,
for?
though.
He knows.
He knows.
I'll say, yeah,
No, but
yeah,
think
you
about
might not
it. The
waffle,
reason
man.
the reason they go to Africa is because there's a lot to exploit from Africa. By putting puppet presidents, they can exploit a
I
lot.
mean, South
With
America.
El Salvador, what are they going to gain from there?
Look, they do the same thing to South America. We don't really know, but
Who
we
knows?
actually we just don't know. We have to see because
They can't look. They can't get everyone. They can't get everyone.
But
bro.
they destabilize a lot of countries that don't follow the Western example.
Yeah, but even so, they
There's-
can't.
you
They
man are
can't
doing a lot of
destabilize everyone.
conspiracies here. Like if you're not coming with no facts, I'm not really trying to entertain this conversation. Like really
Yeah,
and
let's
truly.
go, let's
But
go.
would you guys visit El Salvador?
No.
Why not?
No.
It's a safe country now.
If you're like African, you have to pay
No,
like
but,
£1,000.
it's a safe
What
country
do you
now.
mean? Just because he locked, that doesn't mean like you should go there because he's locked up 63% of the.
Okay.
I wouldn't
so,
say no.
So would you go to Ibiza then?
Ibiza.
No.
Would you go to Greece?
I wouldn't mind El Salvador.
No.
I'll go Greece. I wouldn't mind Greece.
I know, because the reason why I'm asking this because this is now a safe country, and I mentioned other safe countries to visit on holidays. I'm not like, would you? I'm not saying you like, are you going to? The question is, would you?
Yeah, I'll go.
I personally I wouldn't because it just doesn't.
So
Like, it's not a country
so
that I
what about Spain? What about Ibiza in Spain? Sorry, excuse me. Or it's not. It's Cameroon. It's Morocco, but whatever.
Morocco.
Would I go there?
Yeah, bro. Like it's off the coast of Morocco. Or am I
Spain,
thinking of-
Greece, Italy.
No,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
I
of something else, not Ibiza.
I would because there's certain like
You
like
feel safe there?
no,
You
not
safe?
even that. It's just those are like they're known holiday destinations.
Mm.
So,
So
a
is
place
that why
like El
you'd go?
Salvador, like I don't know, I wouldn't even know where to go. Like I don't know too much about El Salvador, so I wouldn't even go there. Like it's
So
not,
in general, when you guys think about when you think about taking a holiday, do you factor does it being a safe country factor into it?
Tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
Yeah.
You're gonna say tiny bit.
Tiny bit.
Should I pull up the group chat?
Because it comes. It's a tiny bit. It's a tiny bit. It's not
Tiny bit.
I'll
like
say-
safety isn't that.
I'll
much
say
of
a tiny
priority to
bit
me.
as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really something I would even.
Yeah, I don't like if it's
What
like.
about yourself?
If it's not my home country, then
Yeah.
I'll look into it. It won't-
Safety.
Yeah.
Even if it's dangerous, I'll still go there if I
Yeah,
want to.
Not saying that I wouldn't go, like you said, if it's not dangerous, but I'll take a look at the crime rates of the country, just intuitively doing research on the country anyway.
Yeah.
That's something I'll naturally just look at.
That's it. That's interesting. The reason why I asked that was because I was thinking about destinations that people tend to go to. Like you see a lot of people go to, for example, Miami, a lot of places in America, a lot of places in Europe, such as Paris, Amsterdam, Greece.
Barcelona.
What I forgot to mention. That's some
It's
I
the
think-
entire world, like Japan,
there's-
China.
Barcelona.
no. I
South
won't say entire
Korea.
world. There's certain locations that people like to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when it comes to like Africa, like there's not really a lot of places that people want to go to in Africa. Obviously, there's the outliers such as like
Egypt.
Accra in Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Or like Cairo, Egypt.
Yeah.
Or what's the spot in Morocco?
Marrakesh.
In Morocco, you know what I'm saying? Or some people might go Lagos, Nigeria, you know what I'm saying? Or they might go South Africa. But like it's a lot less compared to other places around the world. Would you say it's a case of history, or would you say it's a case of just people don't feel safe to go to these countries? So the question I'm asking is, how come Africa is not a travel destination such as other places in the world?
To be honest, I think it is. I think it is. Like,
Well,
I
it
think,
isn't. That's what I'm saying. That's
No,
why I'm
but-
asking the question.
No, but I disagree with it.
Okay.
I disagree.
What are your reasons?
Go on, man.
No,
Disagree.
because like even like everyone goes to Africa. Like even like when you
Huh?
look on YouTube, like travel like when people.
No, let's go on. Let me explain.
What?
Go
How
on.
do you have an issue with what I said?
Go
I
on,
don't-
go on,
I
go
don't-
on.
I
No,
don't-
like
You
even-
can
even
respond after.
when you
Yeah.
go on YouTube, like I look at all these like like these vloggers, and like they go exploring.
Yeah.
I see a lot of like people, Europeans, like white people. I see a lot of white people in African countries exploring the culture, trying the different foods in different African countries. Like I see that a lot. So that's why I disagree with that the fact that Africa is not a travel destination. I see that a lot still. I
if
feel like
do,
it is.
do you have Snapchat?
Yeah.
So if you was to go on Snapchat right now and let's say, I don't know, like 2 people on holiday, like that, that live in the UK,
Yeah.
where would those, based on the percentage, where would those people most likely be?
Well, that's I don't know. That's
All right.
They could be.
I know
It could be
they'll.
anyway. It depends
For
on.
me,
It
there'll be
depends on what
someone in
country they're
Southern
from.
Europe.
Thank
Southern
you very
Europe.
much.
Southern Europe.
That's why I
what
raised
they
the
be.
question. That's what I'm saying. It took you a while to answer that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like because
Come on,
you had to,
in general,
somewhere in
if you were to
Europe.
go, if you were to go on
Yeah,
through
but
like
that
your
okay,
Snapchat,
cool, but
they'd
that
be
doesn't
mostly-
mean that people don't go to Africa.
No, but that wasn't the question.
No,
though.
no.
That
Saying
wasn't
why
the
is it
question.
not like
No, but
as
you
much.
said
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
but
why
okay,
is it not
you
as
know,
much?
wait, hold on. What was the question?
Why is Africa not as much a travel destination as other countries? But
Yeah, that-
I still disagree with that. I think it is.
I think
People go to Africa all the time. Like
You just got
you're
caught,
thinking
man.
Nah,
You
we
just
don't.
got
We
caught.
don't. We don't. We
just
don't.
got
no,
caught.
no.
People
get
visit
caught.
their home countries, but people don't.
like
The only
me,
people
bro.
who travel to Africa really for holidays are like really clever businessmen. Honestly, like I'm not even gonna joke. If you go on a plane, most of the foreigners who are there, they're on holiday as well as business, and the other like diasporans who are there, they're just returning back to their country. You'll never see a diasporan who lives in the UK. Is probably from like let's say they're from Uganda, then they're traveling to
Namibia.
Namibia. You don't really see that. They might be traveling to a really hot country, like popular country like South Africa, but they don't really. But you see like loads of like kind of UK people going to Eastern Europe, trying all of these sorts of Asian countries, like going places where they can't even speak the language, but they wouldn't tour their own mother continent where people look like them. But it's because I definitely think that Africa is just it's not a tourist destination. Like I've been there,
But don't we? It's not like. Do you not see a lot of people? Like it's not surprising to
I see a
people
lot of
in
like
Africa.
I see a lot of like
as
foreigners.
tourists. Yeah, like
and
foreigners
stuff.
go to Africa all the time.
But it's mostly like they have business there, or like
It's
they're
not
really
only
wealthy.
just business though.
But like, what's
They go there
to
on
do?
holiday, whether they want to see wildlife. Like they go there for
Yeah, but
Yeah, you were saying?
Africa goes.
I don't know. I think
Yeah,
more
yeah.
time in Africa, other than like let's say certain parts of Asia and Europe, it has an infrastructure in it. I think if these countries had more money to invest into tourism and that, because like all the countries that people do visit, like Nigeria, Egypt, South Africa, these are the giants of the continent, innit?
Yeah.
So they're better economically developed compared to the rest. So I say definitely infrastructure. If there's more to do, better things to get on with, they'll go. Because you can go wildlife reserve, but that's for a certain type of people, innit? Because
Yeah.
that's expensive. Like.
No, I understand and I get why you're saying that because, for example, like the reason why people go to Miami is to go and party.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're
But
saying.
I don't think it's an infrastructure thing because they have the infrastructure. I think people just don't. Like it's just not really out there. Like the places that you can really see and stay at, they're not really advertised. Like you always see an advert about a holiday in Italy, a holiday in here, a holiday over there. But over there, like, because they have the infrastructure. Of course, it's Africa, so there's going to be certain, like, if depending on where you stay.
Yeah.
But if you stay in a decent place, you're going to get all the same amenities, if not better. Like you're going to get great food for lower the price. But I think that's the issue is that people just don't know.
Yeah.
So anyone who actually know, most people who actually like go to Africa for holidays are usually like really rich people who have money to, because Africa is expensive, and people who are seasoned travelers. So they're looking for an adventure.
Yeah.
But you don't really meet people who are just going on holiday here, there, or some Americans are just trying to go back to like the roots of Africa. But in terms of let's go on a holiday, no one's really gonna suggest Africa unless it's like an adventure. But for a holiday, they might suggest, oh, South Korea, we can go do that. Because they feel like it's going to be just, they think the infrastructure is better. And it is on some level. But at the same time, you can get more for your buck in Africa than you could in other places. Like it's, because I've been to like 4 countries now, and they're each different. And from what I can, from just my assumptions, like people just don't know. Like if people went, they'd be like, oh, rah, like this is what I can do. But it's
Yeah. So wait, you recently just came back from Tanzania. What was that like?
there was a lot of space and a lot of opportunity. I think for me it was very different because I'm an African traveling Africa. Like usually people like Africans traveling foreign lands, but as an
Yeah,
African
but no, I'm
traveling
saying
Africa,
like, what was like, what did you do there? That's what, yeah.
oh, I went to different cities. I went to a place called Nambi, and I just chilled with the locals. I drank a lot.
Yeah.
I partied for a few nights. I did other things that I can't really say on camera. But a lot of it was chilling, and it was also rainy season, so I was a bit careful. I went to go see some zoos. But in general, I was just I was seeing what it's like to live there. Because for me, of course, it wasn't as much of a holiday as I like to think, because it's not, I'm not going to foreign land, I'm going to a potential living destination.
Yeah.
Somewhere that if I'm in Africa, I'm going to visit here, I'm going to go to and from. So I'm just kind of seeing the opportunities. And the amount of opportunities there to just like have a decent living and enjoy life is pretty remarkable. Like that's all I can really say. I think people just aren't necessarily aware of the opportunities that present themselves in Africa.
Oh, okay, no, that's an interesting thing. And to be honest, I think you gave it like the answer you gave regarding why it's not a destination was really good and interesting to me anyway. And based on that note, like since we're on we were talking about Africa and we were talking about money and so on, etc. You know, there's these have you guys seen the clips of like there seems to be a lot of clips of these African pastors recently, you know? Like because even today I was just sent a video and this guy literally just had a lot of like what do you call these people is you know, like the helpers in the church.
Yeah.
What do you call them again?
What, ushers?
That's it. Yeah, the ushers had like buckets.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
money.
water or something.
Oh.
And this guy had like this guy would
Water,
get
you
like a freaking, I don't know what you call it, a basket, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was just washing people down with water, like.
Mhm.
And you know there was a lot of chanting and falling over and all of this and all of that, like.
Nah,
And then you know then there's these other guys that like. There's YouTube clips of them, like there seems to be a lot of camera, and which is away from actually, you know, the concept of church and actually worship and so on.
Yeah.
And it seems to be more of a show now, or more, and it almost comes across as a comedian show. Like it's more comedy. You know what I'm saying, like there's a lot of viral clips of funny things rather than educational things, and you know how to be a better Christian, a better Muslim, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like it just seems to be more, isn't it? The religious factor seems
Comedy.
to be going down. Like it's
Entertainment.
more about comedy. Do you guys think like just since we're talking about Africa right now, like do you guys think African pastors, not all of them, but a lot of them are more comedy based now?
100%. Like the way they eat, like, do you know what they've done? They've turned this like
Moses.
They're overly focused on prophesying.
Yeah.
So now they've turned it into an act where people in the stands, the pastor will be talking to them, and he'll be saying things that maybe things that they've done in their lives, and there's no way he could possibly know that because he doesn't know them from anywhere, apparently. But you know this is all false. Like,
but how do you know it's false though?
Because the way it looks, the way it's orchestrated, it just looks it's funny. Like you see, like for example, that the guy that we watch a lot, what's his name? Apostle Suleiman. Like, bro, man's talking about like he's talking about knocking man's head. He said when he was like, he was talking to the boy, and the boy's answering his questions, and he's telling him, what did he say? He was like, he walked up to him, and then the way but he kind of had a little box to him, and he was like, step back.
Yo,
step back. So walking like a guy to me.
Your judge.
You see
he was
all
mocking
these things
the boy,
and it's like it's
Yeah, because you should be educating them, and that's how I'm getting
it's
what
like
you're saying.
it's funny because like the way he does it, like they're embarrassing the person that they're speaking to make it seem like, okay, I know everything, I know your situation without even knowing you personally, I know everything. And it's like, sorry, yeah, I need to put it literally.
But yeah, go on, you say.
Yeah. So like the pastor will now belittle you in front of everybody to make himself look like someone who is a true prophet of God. But really and truly, it's just an act. But it's very entertaining. I'll give him that.
I think pastors have huge egos.
They have huge egos,
bro. Because they don't lie, bro. Some churches, the way you see, specifically, I don't want to make it, but specifically, like people act towards the pastor, like the guys are so subservient to him. The women are just, oh, he's the best person. They post him everywhere. Like this is our guy. Like they really put him up there. Like this must do something because we're all men here, right? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine what it's like to be, for example, preaching, like people viewing you as some prophet?
Yeah.
Like if you say anything like that man's not right for you, they'll listen to you. Like I think it does something to their ego. I think that's why they
like even with like you see people rolling on the floor. Like after the pastor prays for them, you see man rolling all over the floor. Like,
but do you want to go and finish, bro?
Yeah, and they like a lot of what African pastors do is they'll use foreign people to make it look even realistic. Oh, see, I have a Chinese person here, and I've prophesied and they fainted.
But can
like, remember that guy?
I'm international.
Exactly.
Well,
like that guy. When the Indian lady was rolling on the floor, and he was saying, did Satan not tell you that I'm here?
Yeah, the demon possessed you.
Yeah, the demon possessed her, and she's talking like she's there on the floor, shouting like, this pastor's too powerful.
That's what they do, bro.
And then he's there like, did Satan not tell you that I'm here? Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, like even if what he's saying was true, do you think that you would be a threat? Like, who are you? Like, you're a man.
Bro, you was laughing earlier on.
No, bro, Africa, you know, it's just Africa with religion, innit? Like BBC done a documentary time ago on one South African pastor as well.
Yeah.
And he had like a mega church. And I think in terms of Africa, church is big business, innit?
Yeah.
So I think pastors now have to, I don't know, create a persona and an identity, like let's say a pop idol now, innit?
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's mega churches now, innit? Like these are thousands
spectacular.
Do you know how to make these people come back every week? So in essence, is losing what it is to be
relevance.
Yeah. But in the same sense, it's like creating a whole nother. I don't know what kind of animal.
Turning it to a joke. Bro.
It's a joke, bro. Because you won't see no imams or rabbis do this, but Christian pastors definitely don't.
But it's African Christians specifically.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what? It's so many African Christians, but you think like if Jesus was like some black guy from Congo, they believe him over like if Jesus came from the Middle East. Which one would they believe is more likely to be Jesus?
Well, currently
the one that looks like them or the one that looks like.
Currently, it will be the one from Middle East.
So if a black person, bushy, nappy hair, beards, big nose, comes in, I'm Jesus, they'd be like, no.
Say that he's mad.
I don't know, man. I think...
Isn't that funny though? Like, we're so heavy on this religion that we don't even believe that the guy we're praying to looks like us. No wonder why so many pastors are scamming. Because I think, because I personally believe Jesus is Congolese.
Well, okay, what basis gives you that Jesus is Congolese?
There's this woman, right? Her name was Kimpa Vita.
So
she actually existed in like she was born in 1684.
Okay.
And she was born in the Kingdom of Congo.
Okay.
And she went around prophesying that the Portuguese are going to betray the Congolese people. And that Jesus is actually a black guy that's going to come from Congo. Portuguese people didn't accept this. Burned her at the stake at 22.
Oh, wait, this is in
1684.
Wait, hold on.
This is way after Christ.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me because this woman said Jesus is black now?
She never said he's black. She's from Congo.
And you believe her?
Well, why do you believe Jesus is Middle Eastern?
you're not giving me no biblical evidence.
She prophesied that the Portuguese.
How can she prophesy something that's already happened?
It wasn't happening in that time. The Congolese and Portuguese were just trading. That's why she was
No,
like,
but no. I'm talking about. She's prophesying about Jesus. Jesus was already dead by then.
She was saying that one is an imposter.
This guy's not listening. When did he say that, bro? He said that she prophesied that the Portuguese are gonna betray the Congolese. So where you?
Oh no!
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about.
No, she prophesied
Jesus.
that, but she said that Jesus is a black man from Congo. She never said whether he's already come or he's gone. She just said he's a black man from Congo.
But
then she prophesied.
Fact?
Well, that's not a fact. But the fact is, the Portuguese did enslave the Congolese. She prophesied that before it happened. She's like, "Oh, the Portuguese people are going to take you guys as slaves, and then they're going to do that." The Portuguese burned her at stake at 22. So they're saying that she was like a heretic.
Okay, so why do you believe Jesus was a black man from Congo?
Huh? Why do I believe Jesus was a black man from Congo? Well, I believe Jesus was a black man from Congo because we live in an anti-black world. And which features do they hate the most? Because, of course, across the entire world, dark-skinned people are at the lowest. So if you're in China, the darker you are, the lower you are. Japan, all of these countries. If you're darker, you're going to be at the lowest. But the lowest of the low are those West African dark people. The ones that even like the Somalians are like, I'm not like you. Because they know that being like you is a different level of oppression. Because if you're black, you have straight hair, thin nose, they might let you slide.
Sir.
What?
But no one in Congo speaks Portuguese.
What do you mean they don't speak Portuguese?
It's Angola that speak Portuguese.
No, some Congolese
I never said they spoke
Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Some do. I know Congolese people that do.
Coming to enslave them. It was the French and Belgium, bro.
What, bro? This is what she prophesied.
I know. I'm just saying because like I'm very much sure DRC and Republic is it Republic of Congo where it is?
I think it was the Portuguese. No, it was the Portuguese. It was
Sander speaks Portuguese.
Sander's from Angola. But
it was the Portuguese. It was the Portuguese.
He's from Angola.
He's Angolan, bro.
No, he's from Angola, but it was the Portuguese. The Portuguese did have a relationship
I think
with
half or something.
thingies.
He's half.
No, he's from Angola. He just speaks Ingala, which they speak in Congo.
Shit. I knew it was Angolan.
Not from Congo, bro. He's from Angola.
No, it was the Portuguese. The Portuguese were in
Oh
Congo.
wait, so all this
It
time
was,
Sander
like,
was
I'm
Angolan.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like that's what most people in Congo speak.
What?
French.
I don't know. What does that have to do with anything?
No, because what she
Saying the Portuguese
prophesied.
yeah.
But Majid is saying that
It was
the
French and the
so
Belgian.
the prophecy is kind of
That's what I'm saying.
No, the Portuguese did enslave the Congolese.
No, they say the Angolans.
Double
Congo
check.
was
that.
If I'm wrong, I'm gonna be wrong on the podcast.
I get it. I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying
Quickly
because
check, innit?
it was Belgium that had the DRC, right? And the other Congo, is it Republic of Congo? That was French. That's what I'm saying.
What does it say, bro?
in 1526 correspondence between the Portuguese king, blah blah blah, and the Congolese king, blah blah, showed that
That's not what I'm disputing, though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. They didn't. I wouldn't say that.
That's what. Listen, I'm not disputing.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm not disputing them having relations and so on.
They didn't
I'm just
slave.
saying we know what we know from what we've been told about history is Angola, DRC, Belgium.
Yeah, but Angola didn't exist in the 1600s.
Yes, and I'm just saying, based on what we know about history, yeah, and how we know what the world map is now, and what a certain part of a country is, and a certain part of another country is. Most Congolese people live in where DRC or the other Congo, right?
Majid,
and them
you're
lot there
right.
speak French, based on Belgium and French colonization. That's all I'm saying.
You're right, bro, man.
Yeah, but the Kingdom of Congo covered modern day Angola.
I know. I'm not disputing that. You don't get
It's semantics now, isn't it?
No, I know what you're saying, but if the Kingdom of Congo also had modern day Angola in it, and the Portuguese enslaved Congo, then they enslaved modern day Angola.
No,
Angola was a part of Congo.
Show them.
Yes.
Did Angola get their freedom from Portugal?
What do you mean?
Did they get their independence from Portugal?
I think so, yeah.
Exactly. So that's what Majid is saying. I know they're the whole same thing, yeah, but that's Angola and this is DRC.
That's
They
what we
took-
know as
Okay,
today.
no. Okay.
That's what we know
When she
today.
was born in the Kingdom of Congo,
Yes.
Angola was part of that
I'm
kingdom.
not disputing
So-
that. Why do you think I'm disputing that? I'm not disputing that with you, bro.
Okay, cool, yeah.
That's all I'm just saying is most Congolese, people that identify as Congolese now, speak French.
I know,
That's
but
all I'm saying.
people-
but he
but I
never
never
said they did.
I never said they
He
didn't.
didn't say
No,
they didn't.
but-
No, because we was
You're
on
not
the
getting it.
concept of Congo. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
That's why I
Yeah.
brought that up.
Because you're saying that the Portuguese took basically the whole of Congo into a
No,
sense.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that she said
Yeah,
that
but
the
I'm not
Portuguese
But
would
it's
say
clear-
the Congolese.
yeah, but he-
I get it.
but
I
he
get
trying
it,
to
but
make
that's how
it
it came across. So we're just trying to clarify things
for other
Because
people.
There's other people here. It's not just us. We're not talking between ourselves. You might have forgotten the cameras here, but the cameras.
I know, I get that, but
That's all.
Angola,
That's all I'm saying.
Angola didn't exist in
He-
the 1600s.
I don't know why we're still on this.
Okay, my bad. Okay,
I
I
don't
don't
know why we're still on
Okay,
this.
I'm a bit confused.
But he
I
agrees
was
with
just
you.
explaining. I was
Oh,
just
okay.
explaining
No,
for
I
everyone.
understood.
To
I
make it a
understood.
visual for them to
Yeah, I was just
understand.
explaining for
Okay,
everyone.
I get it.
Like,
I get it. But yeah,
Let's get off topic. Like,
I believe Kimpa. I believe Jesus was Congolese.
Or he is going to
I
be
don't.
Congolese.
You're just choosing to believe that.
We all choose to believe.
You don't actually believe that.
so
What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't
Alright,
actually
go,
believe
go, go.
that.
You didn't believe that. You didn't.
He has-
You didn't
he
believe
has-
that before you left.
he has
You
no-
didn't believe that before.
he has no
before you went
evidence.
to Tanzania.
I did. I swear.
You believe that Jesus was from Congo.
No, honestly, I don't follow Middle Eastern.
No,
I don't
no,
believe in
no.
like Middle Eastern religions.
No problem. So where do you think Jesus is from then?
Where do I think he's from?
Nigeria.
I don't know.
Uh,
I actually don't know.
What about you?
From where they're from, he's
Where it was written?
I wouldn't say. I'll say
Palestine.
he's Semitic. He's a Semitic person.
Yeah.
Meaning that person from that region.
Palestine.
He's a Semitic person. I don't know what.
That's
the
Semitic.
thing-
I
I
swear
don't.
that's ain't that Jewish?
No,
Semitic.
no. They just
Yeah.
hijacked the word. I know what you mean. They say you're anti-Semitic, but you
Yeah.
can't be anti-Semitic because Semitic is that person from that region.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a good answer. But
it's still the word.
on the note of religion, do you guys know about Haile Selassie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My boss.
Not a lot.
Because obviously, like, because the Jah Rastafari and so on
Yeah.
is a religion, yeah, and it's mostly based around him. Sorry, that was a lot of noise. Mostly based around him. That's what I was saying on the note of religion. Because this guy, I think we need to recognize that this guy was a very important factor, like in our history, like because we're all African here and so on. Like, and I know there's many people in other parts of the world that are originally African and so on. And I wanted us to speak about him, and I wanted to know what you guys know about him. But before we do that, I'll just give a brief history on him. Like, basically, he was the emperor of Ethiopia for, what was it? It was 10 plus years. What was it? From
What was it?
1930 until 1941, I think it was. But he did have there was like some branches in his reign and so on, because I think during 36 until 41, I think it was when the Italians were occupying Ethiopia. I think it was. What was it?
Trying to occupy.
Trying to occupy. No, I don't think they were trying to occupy, bro. They had that, man. They had that.
You're fighting.
No, but they only had it for a few years.
They had it for like 5 years, but that's not a few years. What are we talking about here?
5 years. A true colonization. That
Yeah,
basically
it
like,
5
counts.
years.
this is
Why
longer
you not
than
acting
that.
like you don't know what 5 years is? What's
That
going on?
counts.
5 years.
So
Okay,
what are
come
you
on,
telling me?
what's 5 years?
Are you telling me from 20 to 25? It's not a lot of years. Is that
So
what
it's
you're
not-
saying?
it's not that
We're
many.
nearly at the
It's
end
not
of
that many.
2025. We're nearly at
This is crazy. That's what I'm saying. What you're really telling me? That's not a lot of years.
It's not. No, it's not that many years.
Alright,
5
cool,
years.
man. So what? If
5
you,
years is not a lot.
If you sit in prison for 5 years, it's not a lot of years.
Come on, it's like
We're
come,
talking about years here. Just answer the question.
listen. That's completely
He tried to get
different.
you.
That's completely
Now it's
different.
He redesign the question.
Now
No,
it's
like, because
got
no,
you.
that's
Kind of-
prison. If you're sitting in prison, I'm sitting in a box for
No, but
5
we're
years.
talking about years, though.
If we're talking about a country invading another country, then being there for 5 years.
But would it not be a form?
It's a long
form
time.
of prison?
Yeah, where were they?
is it-
Where were
so-
they?
Wait,
Imagine
so wait,
being
is it not?
Caesar
Is it a long
Italian
time or not?
outside
A
your
long
house.
time?
For
No,
5
it's not a
years,
long
just
time,
chilling.
no.
What are you doing here,
A
bro?
long time
It is.
is like 20 years.
So 5
That's
years.
a long-
So
that's
that
a long
means, so then
time.
that would mean 5 years in prison. It's not a long time.
It's subjective, but
No,
it's,
it is.
Some people
in
find it.
prison. In prison,
It do-
it is
and
a long
it-
time.
it does
In
depend
prison,
how-
1 year is a long time.
open air prison.
Okay.
1 year in prison is a long time.
Colonization means a country in open air prison, innit?
Huh?
Hey, but 5 years is not a long time.
Because
according to
if you
my
think
man,
about like not obviously free Palestine, but if you think about Palestine,
Yeah.
they've been under occupation
Palestine.
for how many years? It's like a open prison, innit? Open air prison. So like even
That's why I said that. But
So
you saying
even-
5 years is not long time.
even though
Okay, wait. How long has it been
what
for the
I'm confused.
since they've been occupied?
What Palestine?
Yeah.
I don't know. Straight after the war now.
It's been time.
Straight after World
It's
War
been
Two.
time.
Yeah.
So that's a long time.
No,
So
but-
5 years is not a long time.
No, I was adding the
That's
Imagine
crazy.
you
Nah.
get into a country, you're trying to colonize them. The fact that even you had to leave after 5 years, it shows you never fully had a headlock
Was
on
World
them
War
like that.
II a long war?
Oh, when it's like 39.
I like how he's
Huh?
silent now, innit?
Was World War II a long war?
How many years was
Yeah,
World
answer-
War II?
Hey, say it louder
Four.
since he didn't hear you.
So if you're at war for like, I mean, I don't know. I'm generally asking your opinion on this. Is World
4
War II?
years. 4
World-
years
World
for
War
war.
II.
I mean,
Yeah, go on.
For war, I guess
It
yeah,
could
that's-
depend on the age it catches you.
I think it is. That
when you're
is
younger,
pretty much a-
when you're younger,
for
time
go-
is slow.
Warring for that long for 4 years.
I don't
yeah,
know.
That's pretty much
I've
a
never
long
been
time, yeah.
occupied before, so I don't know how.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know if that's a long time.
Because
or a
you
short
know,
time.
it's kind of desensitive to people that are occupied. Even for a year, they might say that's long, innit? But for us that hasn't been
Yeah,
occupied,
if you get
No,
like,
but we're talking about it in like.
if someone
'cause
kidnapped you for
we're
5 years,
saying
bro.
think about it. Yeah.
Ethiopia wasn't colonized. The thing is,
What was happening?
it's
Were they fighting?
globally.
Were they
No,
fighting?
but listen. Nobody says that. You're the only one that says that Ethiopia was actually colonized.
I thought it wasn't.
Nobody. It's not been recognized. Nobody recognizes Ethiopia as being colonized.
Yeah.
What country? Name what is the only country?
No,
what is
they
the only
don't.
country in
I
Africa that
agree.
hasn't been colonized? Everyone will tell
So
you it's
if you-
Ethiopia.
that's what I thought as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's
Exactly.
That's no,
So-
okay, all right.
You're right.
I didn't know we were going by what people
No,
are told
but
in it.
I didn't know. I didn't know the Italians
we
were
going
there.
by facts now. I didn't realize we were going by what you just told me.
I mean,
didn't know.
to be honest,
I didn't know that's
No,
what
but
it was. now.
it wasn't
you don't-
colonized.
it
Though.
wasn't colonized.
I didn't know the Italians were
It's
there.
hard to say.
See, you didn't know they were there. You didn't know they were there until I brought it up. You can't just
No,
say.
I did.
oh, what-
Of course, I
I
knew the Italians
didn't
were
know.
there.
I didn't
Yeah,
know the Italians were there.
Alright.
I did know they were there.
I didn't even know.
It's hard to say if the
I
one.
remember we had this conversation. You didn't know.
It's very
I
hard
don't know
to
what you're
say.
talking about.
What do you mean? I did know.
Alright.
What do you mean? How,
No.
how did I not know?
When we had the conversation on the
When
phone,
we-
you didn't know.
I never once said I did not know
Alright.
that Italy, like they invaded Ethiopia. I never once said that.
But
I always knew that.
they didn't invade though.
I'm so.
But they technically did.
What did they? What happened? What?
They did.
What?
They were just chilling there for 5 years. Something happened.
Yeah,
What
we were
happened?
just chilling, man.
Were they not fighting? I'm confused.
Yeah.
Someone help me out. Were they fighting for control?
Bro,
They were trying to colonize.
They invaded the country
Yeah.
and occupied it for 5 years. But because of World War II
Mm.
and they lost World War II,
They couldn't.
that occupation ended.
Okay, I understand.
Like, let's be clear on what happened here.
So if
innit?
they
It's
won,
true.
so if they won World War II, they'd still be. Oh yeah, so
Because they're getting their ass kicked in Italy,
Like, what are
bro.
you talking about,
What's
man?
name
Like, let's be
mentally?
serious
So
here.
wait.
Like, bro,
But
they
I've-
took the country. They had the country. The emperor had to leave because he didn't have control of the country anymore. They had control of the country. You can try and say, oh, they wasn't colonized. That's up to you, mate. That doesn't change what actually
That is
happened.
sus.
But no, bro, that's
Like,
colonization,
because
bro.
people-
That is sus, that is
people are not
sus.
people
I
are
didn't
not
even know that.
recognizing it. That does not mean it didn't happen.
I didn't
No,
know
but
that.
look, the
That
thing
does not
is,
mean it
if
didn't
you
happen,
really,
mate.
if you really colonized it, like look at
Like,
the
go-
other examples.
What is really?
We're
Look
getting
at
into
the other
semantics
examples.
now.
Look at the other
Like, you're
examples
saying,
of
oh,
a colonized country.
You know, you're saying that
Like,
only fact
I
is
get what
because
you're
it was a couple,
saying.
like it only fact is
But
that
no,
a certain amount of
no.
years, then it means they've been
Ethiopia,
colonized.
did they fight the Italians back or not?
Of course they did.
Exactly.
Every country did.
No,
What are you talking about?
Did Nigeria really fight back?
Oh, I get what you're
Yes,
saying. Would you?
Yes, they did. What do you mean?
Were that war?
No,
Would
they
you-
There was
did not.
wars. There was
Say a
wars.
war.
They did not- listen, bro,
what are you
they
talking
did
about? There
not
was
in-
annexation. What are you talking
They-
about?
look,
First it was Lagos.
The British,
What's
they
this going on
dominated.
about?
They dominated. Look, you see the Yorubas. We had all of we had our own military type of
Yeah.
hierarchy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We didn't even use it against
Yeah.
the British. We didn't use it.
So what happened? What happened? They just came
We-
and just said, "Yo,
yeah.
shut up, sit down." That's what happened.
That's
there was no
basically
war.
what
So,
happened.
so the
That's basically what
So
happened.
wait. Are you saying the British came and on the day they came, they took the whole of Nigeria? On that day
No,
they came.
no, it wasn't
But
like
there
that.
was no wars though.
They
just
fought
came and
back.
lay down.
Do you
That-
even know the
what did
reason
you
why
mean
they
just
even
lay
came in
down?
the first place?
We're not talking about the reason why
I
they came.
don't
We're talking
know,
about
so-
you're saying that
So wait,
they
what
didn't fight. There was
was
no
what
war.
was
Yeah,
happening?
no,
What was happening?
This is a good
Bro,
one.
they first they had a war to take over Lagos.
Yeah.
Then there was other sections of Nigeria. Then they did the north. Then there was a fort establishing creating Nigeria. So what are you talking about here? Let's talk about facts here. You
What
can't just say they just.
was there? I
I'm listening,
didn't know
bro.
this
I'm
was a war.
interested.
So you don't know. So now you don't know.
Okay. Explain to me.
I just explained it to you. What are you talking about?
Nah, I didn't believe that there was a war. I don't believe that
They
there was
said
a
they
war.
started with Lagos.
There was no war.
man.
There was no war.
You're
man.
romantic.
There was
You're
no war.
romantic. But basically,
I'll even research it right now. I'll even
research.
research.
He reigned from 1930
Yeah.
up until 1974. But there was a brief section in the reign which we just spoke about in terms of 1936 to 41 when the Italians invaded and so on, and he had to go in exile. But this, like, he was an emperor. He was the emperor for the. I think back then they were actually called Abyssinia. Everyone knows Ethiopia as Ethiopia now, but back in the days it was actually called Abyssinia. And he, like, I would say he did a lot because he started a movement of trying to get Africans back to the
Like Pan-Africans.
trying to get them back to Africa. So I wanted to hear what you guys think about him, and what you know about him.
I know what I've researched is more so slightly linked to biblical texts as well. Because
some people do say he descends from King Solomon.
and the link between him and King Solomon is Queen Sheba, which was a queen of Ethiopia at one point, and she went to see King Solomon for wisdom, innit?
Oh yeah.
And then the journey over there, they obviously became lovers, and he gave her a child, which she took back to Ethiopia, which is biblically stated as well. And the descendants of them children ended up being King Haile Selassie. Yeah. Hence why when people, like, I saw monarchs when they met him, was it the Queen or so? I'm sure the Queen, she kissed, she bent. She bent down and kissed his finger, but normally it's the other way around when monarchs meet the Queen.
I think technically he was, I don't know, but I know he was an emperor. And I think there's different
bloodlines. This is bloodlines.
Her bloodline's way higher.
Yeah, his bloodline's stronger.
Because I think of the King Solomon, that's what what's it called, cemented it for me, because I've never seen the Queen be subservient from any state ruler. Every state ruler is subservient to the Queen, innit? Let alone an African one. So that was a very interesting thing I found out about him as well. Nah, it was sick stuff.
What about you, man? What do you know about him? What do you think about him?
I didn't know too much about him still. I like that he said that all Africans need to go back to Africa. I think that's true. Go back to Africa, guys.
So what are you saying? You didn't research about him, even though you said we're gonna mention him.
I'm sorry, man. I had a lot going on this week. I'm a bit jet lagged.
We should even have some more. Even even these things like that. Even his what's it called? His connection back, because the Jamaicans love him a lot, innit?
Yeah.
Because of the
they refer him as a god.
Yeah, because of a prophecy is saying that like what you said, everyone is gonna come back to Africa. So it's funny how Jamaicans now beef Africans sometimes, when one of the persons that reveres is the emperor in Africa.
Yeah. And there's even some Jamaicans that don't say.
Do you know it was what's his name? I don't know if one of you man mentioned it. Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
Did you man mention that?
I think it might be.
I haven't mentioned him yet.
Oh yeah. He was the one that that even when he said, he made a speech and he said that when a king is crowned in Africa, the liberation will begin. And he was talking about Selassie. And then when he became emperor, that's when the Rastafari movement really actually began.
That's a prophecy. No, that's sick. It's a good story, man.
He's just paving the way for Black Jesus.
So what do you know about Haile Selassie?
Well, I think, obviously he has a great reputation outside of Ethiopia, but I've read that that he wasn't so popular in Ethiopia. That apparently,
because I was going to talk about how it all came to an end, but I just wanted to hear everyone's thoughts.
They were saying that under his rule, Ethiopia suffered a mad famine. I don't know how true this is, because I was just reading the article, but they said that Ethiopia under his rule suffered terrible famines for years. So
I don't know why. I heard some stuff about that, but I didn't want to just say things out there about Ethiopia's up this guy, man.
No, but I would say there's a very good chance that happened, but there's a lot of places that suffered famines back in the day. That happened. There was just not enough food to feed the population. Because think about it, this guy was an emperor, so he was he controlled a lot of territory. You know?
Famine
for
in
example-
Africa is crazy though.
For example, we know Ethiopia as it is now landlocked. Before
Yeah.
Ethiopia wasn't landlocked, they had access to the sea. So things like
Yeah, 'cause-
Djibouti and all of that was part of Ethiopia. I think Eritrea as well.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this to defend it, but I'm saying like there was
We
a
did,
lot of
yeah,
people.
and Ethiopians
take
didn't.
it.
They didn't really write that history. I imagine.
Mm.
Did the Ethiopians write the history that they were the ones suffering and hating on him, or was that like from a Western perspective?
Must
Like if you go to Ethiopia, would their history be like, during the time of Haile Selassie, there was this huge famine because of Haile Selassie, or they're like,
I think they like him to a
yeah,
certain
did they
extent.
say that? Maybe he could have just been doing things in their favor, which gave them sanctions. Because look at Putin now; he does things for the Russian people. He's just getting sanctioned. Same with Ghana and the anti-LGBTQ bill, the sanctions. So maybe he was just getting sanctions, and that's why there was famines. But who knows?
Who knows, yeah.
Yeah,
He was
it's a
beefing
big deal
that all the other countries were getting colonized at the time, so
Mm.
who knows what could have been happening.
Yeah. He did, but well, when his reign ended, he actually got overthrown in that 1974 that I was
Yeah.
talking about. It wasn't a case of he just stepped down or
Oh shit.
someone took over
Military
after
coup,
him.
fam.
Yeah, after that, yeah, it wasn't because I think there was a succession. Like it went and obviously he fought into the succession, but after him, it was a military coup and so
Do you
on.
think that was legitimate, or
What do you mean?
do you think that the military coup was from like the
Wait,
Ethiopian
wasn't-
people or third party
Wasn't he assassinated?
interests?
He wasn't,
Yeah,
yeah, but I was just talking about just when his reign ended. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like well, it's very possible.
'Cause
Because
if-
what are we looking at? 1974, 74. What's happening in 74? 74 countries are gaining independence.
Yeah.
That could be a form of colonization.
that's space-
that's
space
post,
race
yeah, that's
then, isn't it?
post-independence years.
Space race.
Because most of African independence was in the 60s, isn't it?
So
60
it could have been
going
like
on,
like foreign powers.
Yeah.
Getting
It is
rid of
possible
that.
because then like obviously a couple of years later, by 1994, he was assassinated, and at this point he's not even in power anymore. But I think because he was such a
A figure, yeah. but
yeah,
like,
such
nah.
a figure like they had
Yeah, he's a Pan-African.
yeah. So I guess it's possible what you're saying that could have possibly happened. That's for sure, definitely. Like there's a very good chance that could have happened. But it was good to see that you guys know something about him and so on. Because I've seen images of him riding a lion.
Mm.
Like there's many statues of him. Well, no, I don't say there's many, but I think there is a statue of him in Ethiopia. Like he was a very important person in Ethiopia, and I would say in Africa, but a lot of people don't know this about him. Like like there was many he started federations and so on. Like he was really he was trying to unite.
Africa, yeah.
Did he? I don't know if we could teach about him in African schools.
I don't think they do.
They
to be
don't.
honest.
No, they
But
don't.
Africans know about Winston Churchill.
Yeah, of course they do.
We don't really learn about a lot of great male role model African leaders.
They don't, they don't really teach them.
We just know about Middle East and Jesus Christ.
But we know about the bad guys though.
They tell you about the bad guys.
We know about because earlier on we just mentioned Idi Amin and so on. I guarantee when we mentioned Idi Amin, a lot of people knew what I was talking about. But when we got to Haile Selassie, I'm very much sure not so many people knew about that. Like,
Hopefully they know about Thomas Sankara. They know about people like that.
I don't think so.
You don't think people know about Thomas Sankara?
I think
Thomas, but Burkina Faso, you do. If I show you a picture,
I know about him, but I don't know if a lot of people know about him. I don't know if the majority of people know.
I think they know his face though. That his face is gonna.
I think
maybe by face. Yeah.
you have to keep Africans under a spell, because if Africans read too much history, they'd be too angry.
Yeah,
And they'd
like,
be
there'll be so much because there's so much to be angry about.
You know,
I think a lot of people, if they read too much about history, they'll be
just learn from our mistakes and not make it.
Because there's certain things that I look at,
Listen,
and I just
I'll be
get pissed off when I read about it.
Listen, because
Okay,
like,
true.
We now live in a world where like we see the map and we see countries, yeah. But before that, there was annexation and so on. For example, we talk about how big Russia is, but Russia is really a combination of many countries, just like China, just like UK, just like US, just like France.
Yeah.
I'm saying just like Germany. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if a lot of people read about history, yeah, a lot of people will be angry. I wouldn't say just Africa. I think just
I
human beings,
can't
yeah.
really say for the other side of the world, to be honest.
yeah, of course, yeah, because
Why? Why'd you
I
say that?
understand. I
Because
understand.
for them, it's a very different perspective. I think, I can only speak as an African. Right? Africans share a specific perspective. If I tell black people that the world is anti-black, you guys will understand what I'm saying naturally without having to like read historical text. If I tell someone who's non-African that, unless they're properly aware of history, they won't really know what I'm talking about. So I think like Africans were gifted because of our surroundings, we're able to see things for what they are. But at the same time, that's why we have to be low to sleep. So I think Africans need to be very careful of what we're pushed to believe. You have to be extremely careful of that. And I speak in every sense. Because why do they allow us to believe something and allow us to learn about things, but they don't teach us about Haile Selassie? They teach you about white Jesus all the time. From when you were a kid, but they won't teach you about Haile Selassie.
Nah, it's true, man.
It's
It's
like,
true.
you really need to consider
I
it.
understand what you're saying. I think that's actually a good note to end the session on. Like, I think it's been a very interesting one. Like, I can't wait to watch this one back. It's always funny when I watch back the first edits and the drafts and so on. It's always funny. But on that note, I think we are gonna wrap it up. So this should drop by Wednesday. So we move the schedule from Sunday to Wednesday now. And on that note, we're out. Peace.
In a bit.